Oh, hi. I didn't realize I pushed a button. Hello. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna start it like that. I apologize for not even having chat up. I somehow pressed stream without realizing it, so we're a little bit early. I was just thinking I really need another minute to get everything ready because I don't even have headphones, but, you know, whatever. It's good. We're all good. You should always be prepared for anything, right? Yeah, I'm ready for anything. Hopefully my controller actually worked. You liked it starting like that? You're like, I don't know what's going on. Like, things are happening. It's strange. I don't know. Anyway, I'm the Chris who plays games. Welcome to the stream, everybody. It is Monday evening here in Cambridge. I don't know where it is for you, but it's probably the same. Hopefully you're all hearing my lovely voice and, you know, so on and so forth. I am just trying to get a couple more things ready here. So one, I have not opened my Coke yet this evening, and that is important. It is not Friday. I disagree. It is Monday. You just shush your mouth. Shush your words. I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. This is what happens when I don't give myself 15 minutes to just sit here and chill out, and instead I have to entertain all of you, and I don't know what's going on. It is Friday. It is Friday, unless you are Brad, in which case it's Saturday. Whoa, they added an extra number to the latency numbers. I asked them to do that like a year ago. I guess somebody cared. I love entertaining you, Brad Pritchard, because you're easy to entertain. All I have to do is like wave my hands and act angry, and you're totally entertained. I wonder if my controller even works. I wonder if I've got my game sound on. I got no game sound. Now you got some game sound. We don't need that at the moment, so we can mute that. Hello, Celso Louise. Anyway, I am just fine. Well, I'm angry. I am frustrated. I also, like, I got the whole, like, jolt of adrenaline when I do something on Twitter and it ends up being, like, popular, so I've got that going on and rushing to my head, and I've got, like, been retweeted, like, 63 times in the past 2 hours, and I'm like, ooh, 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 ooh. So I make funny noises when that happens. Well, let's play a video game. This stream is sponsored by you, people who show up in my stream and make me happy. Hello, Preston McNair. Hello, hello. So one of the things I didn't do last time was save state nearly enough. So I'm not going to make the same mistake this time. In fact, I'm going to move this right down into my lap so I can save state more evenly. Hey, look, we're having cat farts. Why? Oh, I have a new hammer. That's right. I was like, why am I swinging my shield through the air? But it's not a shield, it's a hammer. The hammer is my penis is a quote from that movie that happened once. Oh, let me turn on my sound here. Sorry, game sound, everybody game sound. I do not believe this hammer breaks. I think that it is a non-breaking hammer. Although speaking of breaking, I guess one thing that I did not know is that the term breakdancing came about because of, in hip-hop, it was dancing that happened like during an instrumental break, because apparently hip-hop was effectively invented when someone decided to string together like a very long version of an instrumental break in some song or another. I don't know, the Google Doodle today was trying to teach me about hip-hop, and you can tell it didn't do a super good job, but it tried. It tried real hard and got so far, but in the end it didn't even matter. I just kind of say weird things and that's it. So maybe I'll grab my headphones later and we can listen to the Google Doodle and it telling us why. Okay, so these things are throwing, I was like, what is doing me damage? And then I realized that those pots are like throwing things at me, so that would have been a thing. No, being on the brink of nuclear war would make me sad, but not angry, because I don't feel like... I feel like that's not something that my anger can do much about. Attacks on my coworkers by a dedicated effort by, you know, Trump supporting, you know, funded sources encouraging the distribution and socialization of James Damore's "Women Aren't Really People" memo is much more that. So the Google controversy is definitely not done. In fact, I expect that over the coming weeks what you will see is a concerted effort from alt-right trolls to continue to use this as a meaningful effort against Google going forward. There's already an organization of the Google March on Google, which is supposed to be taking place a week from tomorrow. Why they're doing a March on Google on a freaking weekend is another question, because like I feel like if you're going to march on a place of work, maybe doing it when someone is there would be a good idea, but again, these people are not acting in good faith. They have not been at any point. I think James Damore was recruited as a foot soldier in an ongoing culture war, an easy mark, such as it were, by alt-right forces. So these dancers do serious damage. Yeah, they're not very good break dancers. I would score them poorly on that front, but they certainly are good at killing me. And there's a lot of them, it turns out. God damn, this is jumpy. I'm sorry, Lying Secret. I have no good advice for you. Try a different browser if you're not using Chrome. Anyway, Chris GC8, I am glad to be streaming tonight as well. So for those of you who are new here, I'm the Chris who plays games, playing retro games every Monday at 9:15 and whatever I feel like every Friday at 9:15. Tonight we're continuing our MediEvil gameplay. MediEvil being a PlayStation-based 3D platformer. As you can see, we're picking it up about a third the way through the game, so we're definitely not going to finish it up tonight, but we're going to do our best. VPN putting in work today. Ooh baby, ooh baby. Another thing you can do is clear your cookies, or if it really matters to you, watching on Android will probably provide you a smoother experience for reasons that are a little bit silly. So those are options that you have. Android or iOS would actually both do the same. So if you're really having a bad experience and you really want to be here, pull out your phone and give it a shot. If you're not watching in Chrome, definitely give that a shot. If you are watching in Chrome and want to try something new, give a clear your cookies a try and see what it looks like. I am testing a beta feature and attempting to learn more about it still. So there are some aspects to which you are subjected to the bleeding edge, and unfortunately on the bleeding edge sometimes people get cut. Alright, so I'm having a hard time with these guys. I'm gonna switch to, so one, I should equip my shield, which I have not done. So let's do that. Select. So this is one problem I had. Okay, so let me restore this. I'm gonna equip my shield. I'm here for you, Sudan. I am here for you. Yeah, the ultra low latency setting is a beta feature that is not widely available yet. So China has blocked VPNs for a long time, I feel like. How much they enforce it at any given time depends on how much of a crackdown they're doing on the general media involvement. So, they are strict about it at times and not at other times. And it basically just depends on how particularly authoritarian they believe in being at any given time. So the problem is that if I use all my crossbows on these guys, I'm not going to have any left for the next 2 floors, apparently, that I'm going to have to go through, so I don't think that this is going to work. Like, even if I go back and get full crossbow bolts, it's only going to get me through 2 floors. Oh, the hammer powers up too? I did not know that. Yeah, so, well, it is illegal though, Brad, right? Like, whether they can do it effectively or not, it is their goal to block VPNs. I could be wrong on that, but that was my understanding. Okay, so powered up hammer, definitely a huge improvement. But yeah, so the Google controversy is not over. I think it is seeming much more like the whole controversy was crafted by forces that I would call, contrary to my interests, beliefs, and goals. as has been repeatedly demonstrated through here, through my live streams. I mean, you all know my political preferences. So the idea that Trump supporting freelance journalists are funding the efforts of an alt-right men's rights activist radicalized troll is not exactly the thing that I would have wanted to hear about my workplace today. But yeah. Yeah, so far I have killed 40% of the things that I need to in this level, is how I'm reading my little meter at the top, which is not exactly a good start. Oh, and this is bats, and bats are much harder to kill with the hammer. So that's not gonna be good. Okay, but at least I know now. Okay, so one, let's pull up the shield, yeah. But yes, Lying Secret was, the fan that we had last time. You run like a message board or something, you said, right, Lying Secret? So you are familiar with all the ins and outs of MediEvil, which I'm still not convinced I'm pronouncing right, because I don't feel like that's how you actually spell MediEvil. Like, I feel like I always want to say MediEvil, but I'm pretty sure that's not what it's intended as. But at the same time, I don't like saying MediEvil because it's like, no, it's different. The words, the letters, they don't match. Ah, I am not doing well at this at all. Okay, so definitely want to get out of here. Stay running around. Yeah, but I've taken like 400 damage on this level alone, which is not going to do well for me. But I'm going to go through it all the way and see how far I get with a little bit better technique. So we got shield and hammer. And I can't charge up hammer while using shield, so charge the hammer, shake the hammer, shake it body right, shake the hammer, Alright, I'll just go with the pun, but pronounce it the way that MediEvil is supposed to be pronounced, and understand that the spelling is wrong, damn it. But I guess that just means the spelling of the word, the time period, is really the wrong thing here, right? I mean, I don't need to insult the game for the fact that evil should not be spelled with an A. That's eval. We don't pronounce it MediEvil like we really should. So that's a good point that I never thought about. Good job, me. Alrighty. But yeah, so I am testing the ultra low latency feature that a couple of other people are testing. What that means is that I am testing a feature which removes some of the safety rails around, buffering. So, unfortunately, this means that, what did I screw up? Why am I not shooting things? Oh, because I was pressing the wrong stupid button. Okay, so what I actually wanted to do was to use the crossbow bolts on the bats and not on all these zombies, but because I fucked up the button for a long time, I did not realize that I was dying, and that sucked. Okay. So that'll get me... Oh god! I don't know what you are, but I don't like you! Well, Jim Francis, I get there by working at Google. There's a whole process that's going on for selecting people to work in it, but we're looking for mostly people with a lot more viewers than I have, so we can get like performance on different experiments and browsers and TVs and other things like that to make sure it's going to work as widely as possible. So there's been a bunch of different people who are testing it. I am just in it because I work here and because I work closely with the team that does quality of experience. This is very much within my wheelhouse. Is I wanted it for my own streams so that I could look at the data for my own streams and identify what was going on. It'll depend on how quickly we get it working. We don't want to release something when we still have bugs. I think in the initial rollout we found out that maybe we had rolled out a little bit faster than we should have. So. How did I get on with the asylum grounds? Is that... So I don't think it took too much longer after you left Lying Secret, so I think you saw most of it. I just got, I think, into, like, save stating more heavily after that, so, it was okay. Shit. Okay, so when I walk over that great thing, my hammer power disappears. Stop. Hammer time. Down, 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 down. Can't touch this. Down, 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 down. Hammer time. Down, 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 down. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Arrgh! Shitty shit. I didn't do anything off stream, Jim Francis. I was thinking about it, but I just, with this week and the Google controversy, I was spending all of my time basically fighting on Twitter instead of doing anything in my game. So this is one of the reasons why I had like a clunky start. In fact, you'll see I'm not even wearing headphones, is because I have been too involved in fighting on Twitter. He asked about my hat. My hat, for those of you who are new here and do not know, my hat is actually a thing that all new Google employees get. So it says Noogler on it, and I can spin it. And I also have a magnetically attachable propeller that another Google employee made for me that I can attach to other hats or to my microphone, so I can have two spins. Yeah, so Lying Secret, I think I just ended up, I ended up just cheating my way through it, like reading a guide and following it. I thought it was well done. The hints were not enough that if I was playing without a guide, I would have found them instructive. But I did go through the level for a little while first without, you know, knowing what I needed to do. And I thought it was like an interesting idea, just that the implementation there left something to be desired from my perspective. Oh, right, game back on, sorry. No, I mean, Van Helsing, this is really not, like, mostly I haven't even been fighting on Twitter, I've just been observing on Twitter. You know, what I tweeted out shortly before I left work was a whole series of tweets about, why I think that we're seeing this pushback now. I think that it's entirely possible that Google's moves towards demonetizing extremist views are actually hitting the pocketbooks of alt-right extremists. And so now you're seeing the alt-right fight back by, you know, using the same tactics that they used during Gamergate to attack Google. So they were, you know, the Gamergate attacks were, as far as I could tell, primarily for revenge, rather than to achieve some specific, you know, commercial purpose. But now that the alt-right is seeing the effects of Google's brand safety policies and demonetization of their content from programmatic advertising by advertisers who are not interested in funding alt-right bullshit rhetoric, you're seeing the reaction, which is to go ahead and, you know, find vulnerable, you know, populations from within Google, to radicalize them to the alt-right cause, and then to encourage them to, you know, leak information or, you know, create cultural attacks against Google's overall ecosystem, which I found to be a, like, compelling theory, and was what caused me to, you know, be spending time on Twitter before this looking at that. So, like, some Russians were quote tweeting me, so I was like translating what Russians were saying about what I was saying, and I think that, you know, it's not going to be the first time you're going to hear from that idea. So, oh no, I totally so I still love Google. Like Google is like James Damore is not representative of the overall culture of Google. Let us be clear about that. The man is a radicalized troll funded by the alt-right. Like, that is not the common situation for a Google employee, and I have no doubt in my mind that his position is very much the minority one. What you're seeing is the pushback of, like, privilege. In every case where privilege is perceived as being lost in favor of equality, you will always get this dying grasp of you know, vestige of privilege fighting back against it. It's common. I mean, it's common. It was common in the civil rights era. It's common in every case. You'll see an increase in equality followed by a pushback as privilege realizes it's being lost, and followed by equality actually winning. And so it's very much the case that I am like super happy with Google, super happy with the responses from people inside Google, super disappointed with a small population inside Google who very much, agreed with Mr. Damore's manifesto, or were at least more sympathetic and unwilling to, be educated. Google puts a lot of effort into removing unintentional bias, but unfortunately is difficult to attack bias which is intentional because it's better at hiding. And so when I look at this, what I see is some coworkers who are, mistaken, right? Like they look at things and they don't know how to feel. They've never really thought about these things, and they could use some education, and that's like fine. There's no one that I will ever say like not knowing enough should be a fault, like a flaw. Like that happens to the best of us. Someone joked that he got fired for gender stereotypes and not his like utterly inaccurate scientifically garbage pseudoscience document. It's like, no, he didn't get fired for being factually incorrect. We're all factually incorrect at times. What he got fired for was being a fucking douche nozzle. So Google's a great company to work for. I love the company. I love its people. I love its culture. I love everything about it. And I think that reading the like Women in Tech Brag Day Twitter hashtag has been absolutely awesome because it has really, reaffirmed many of my cool coworkers at Google do awesome things. They make the internet work. They have helped create, Memcache when they were working at LiveJournal, or they've helped create, Quick and Chrome and all these other technologies that you use every day. They help as SREs in the, space that keeps your Google services running. Our entire core platform team in the video infrastructure team that I work on is women. It's like 3 women who make up that team and make all of the data that I use in my day-to-day work. So hello, painstakingly played. I'm gonna get through this level come hell or high water, or 20 minutes from now. Those are the 3 end conditions. 20 minutes from now, I will cheat my butt off if I have to. But for the moment, I'm gonna get through this the hard way, combined with a lot of save states. So get ready for that. Get ready for this. Bump bump bum 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 bum. Y'all ready for this? Doo-doo-doo. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. Bum, bum, no, no, no. I was listening to Jock Jams earlier today because Dog has mentioned it in my Discord. And so now I've got like the ESPN Jock Jams Volume 1 Megamix in my head. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Get ready to rumble! Jock Jams, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for... Whoop, there it is. Hit me. Anyway, so what I have made Jim Francis at Google is not entirely publicly visible. The team that I work on is the video infrastructure team. Specifically, I manage quality of experience operations. So my job is to make sure that your videos keep playing, and so I have created a bunch of internal tools that allow me to do that. I have worked with other members of my team to alert on when specific racks of hardware are having failures around the Google CDN and infrastructure. I've worked to create effective alerting for our live and unplugged services. I've worked to analyze features like the low latency, live feature that we were talking about earlier. Wow, I just got totally swarmed. That was not a good move on my part. And other things like it. So My job is to make sure your YouTube videos play well at all costs. Okay, so I don't think... Ah! Get away from me, bats! I guess, like, unlike the crossbow, the knives don't just aim at the bats for me, so I'm gonna have to pick a different approach for that. Yeah, Lying Secret. I feel like I picked that one up when I was surrounded by an ocean of zombies and not moving. That perhaps that was the wrong approach. Ugh. Oh, hammer shock hits the bats around me? Okay, so if I can actually get a full hammer charge, then that is a reasonable approach for bats. Good to know. But I've got to stay moving long enough to do that. It's hard to stay moving if you run right into a zombie. Well, so Hedy Lamarr was a huge person in early spread spectrum radio. So she was a brilliant and beautiful actress, as well as being an inventor, and invented the technique of spread spectrum radio, which is the basis for Wi-Fi and effectively every technology related to it. It is also the case that the women of Bletchley Park, who were instrumental in code breaking during World War II, were like a key aspect of winning the war. So they operated the Enigma machines and other things like that at Bletchley Park. It's one of the many areas in which the non-emotional ability of women to just be better at doing a job actually played a huge role. And so this is why, you know, in documents like Mr. D'Amours, where he talks about women's lower stress tolerance and you know, higher neuroticism and other things like that are so ridiculous. It's like the idea that, you know, men are always hyper emotional jerks, basically. Like as an average, you know, biologically or whatever you want to talk about, like we're talking about the differences that exist there absolutely predispose men to be worse at software development, not better. And so that's one of the reasons why, you know, reading that document was so, like, you know, almost laughable to most, you know, people who've had strong women in their lives, is you look at it and say, like, that's not what women are like, or, you know, that's a completely insane approach to this, because, you know, if you've had strong women in your life, you know that this is not how women are. So, oh god, pick up this life vial. Oh, what? I got, oh fuck, I hate it when that kind of thing happens. I got it and I didn't get it. Oh, you live near Bletchley? Yeah, I mean, Bletchley Park is like an awesome piece of World War II, like early cryptography history. You know, I've read about Enigma machines. I've also read, like, so Neil Stephenson's novel Cryptonomicon is like a novelization of a fake history of, you know, code breaking, and includes a huge component at Bletchley Park where the protagonist is basically an idiot savant code breaker who helps, you know, create the Enigma machines or you know, break codes or other things like that. So it's absolutely a fun read if you're willing to ignore the ahistorical aspects of it, which are many. Tim Urkel, I don't know what you're trying to say. I feel women are held back by society. I don't feel women hold me back. I don't know which thing you're trying to say, because you feel women hold back is not a sentence. And I'm happy to explain to you what I actually think, but I don't want to respond to you in a way which is, you know, whatever. Oh, god damn it. Didn't charge. I really need to get the hammer shock timing down better. So I think women are held back by society. Women have always been held back by society, you know, or at least in modern times. I don't know about Roman times or something like that. Jess would have more historical knowledge than me on societies where women were not held back. But in modern times, women have been held back for, you know, centuries. And so, of course, women are less able to be effective. They have to deal with more stress in the workplace. They have to do, you know, other things like that. So women are absolutely... no, I actually don't think women are equal. I think they're better. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, we can pretend they're equal for now. And certainly there's nothing to indicate that women are in any way, you know, inferior, superior at software development. Software development is a complex field which has plenty of room for the, you know, the needs of anyone. You have to have people with all sets of skills. You have to have people with empathy, the ability to speak to users, the ability to design UIs, the people who just need to look at graphs all day, like I do. You know, people who need to do boring rote work, people who need to do, you know, exciting new development. And I think all of those different skills require different skill sets. And men and women through society are ingrained to have different skill sets. And I think that we should do our best to increase the ability of people to, you know, choose the skill sets they want to allow boys to play with dolls and girls to play with, you know, castles and knights and, you know, play army or whatever else like that. I feel like we should reduce the role of gender roles in stereotyping all throughout our lives. But at the same time, I also feel like, you know, even if you maintain that status, software development is such a complex and huge field. There is tons and tons to do. I think that there are some limited number of jobs where, you know, where upper body strength plays a role, right? Like, you know, I feel like, I don't know, maybe old days coal mining was a thing that was more focused towards men when they had to hold large drills, or things like that. Things that are like physiological differences might have a slight bias for men over women, which doesn't mean women can't do it either, right? It's not like there are plenty of women who are more butch than me. I can tell you that in a heartbeat. I don't believe that women only, you know, have the ability to do that or something like that. So. Yeah, using Bing for looking at ladies is supposed to be better. That is true. That is the stereotype. Ah, why? There we go. Bats, 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 bats. Bats, 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 bats. Bats, 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 bats. Bats, 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 bats. Bats, 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 bats. Bats, bats, bats. Bats. Bats, 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 bats. Bats, bats, bats. Bats, 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 bats. Okay. I think I got the bats. What did I want to do now? I want to switch back to hammer. Oh! Oh! Yeah! Oh, shit. Right, these guys. Oh, fuck! I didn't get a hammer shock in! No! Twice failed! There we go. What kind of questions did I ask when applying for Google? So a thing that you can do to answer that question for just about any job is actually go on Glassdoor. So Glassdoor is a website that collects questions for interviews and has salary ranges and other things like that. I found that it was pretty good at telling me how just about any tech company, like what kind of questions they'd ask. My feeling on Google is that they ask very typical whiteboard questions that any tech company would ask. The only difference is that at the end of every question, they will basically say, now pretend that you have, you know, now pretend that you need to do the problem only 1,000 times larger, or something like that. Like, you need to do this, instead of it being, you know, on one computer, you need to do it on 1 billion computers, or it's going to be 1 billion times bigger of a problem, or something like that. And so basically, scale your solutions up is the difference between Google's tech interview questions and every other tech interview. And so if you think about algorithms, you want to think about how to make those algorithms more scalable. So one example is, you know, just being able to do things and split things across computers by hashing them and doing something to the hashes, or knowing a little bit about sorting algorithms and how they work across multiple computers and other things like that. Those are the types of things that make Google's interviews different. So learning how those techniques work is important. These are types of things which, if you've ever worked in MapReduce, or if you've ever worked in, you know, big data processing or other things like that, Google's interview questions don't end up feeling difficult. And honestly, I didn't do that well on Google's interview questions, and I had no C++ and no Java knowledge, which is pretty rare at Google, and I still did fine. Like, I still got through it, and I still was hired. I don't know what my interview scores were, you know, you don't know, but you know, being hired without a C++ or Java interview is apparently pretty rare. So even though I felt like I walked out and was not very good, I got sufficient responses, like scores in interviews, that they hired me anyway. So I hate the drama. These guys don't seem to be doing me much damage. I'm not doing much damage to them either, but I feel like I can be a little bit more aggressive. Okay, they are damaging me a little bit. Oh, they've got to headbutt me to do damage. Okay. I was like, why? Like, this feels a little bit easy. And it's just because I was constantly running, so. Anyway, yeah, so I love working at Google. I love everything. No, I do at some point, I have to kill all the things first. I'm not there yet. I'm getting there. I have to stop running in circles first, which means I have to kill all the things. Kill all the things, kill all the things, everybody kill all the things. I'm doing pretty good, though. I've actually got some health. I've got like a full vial and a half of life vials. This room is the game. It's like the trial of the chamber of trials in Zelda, or whatever it's called, like where you have to do all the 50 levels of trials and you have to beat each one and they keep getting harder and blah blah blah. Alright, nutter zombies. Take that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. There's like zombie lava in the middle and I don't want to get around it. I guess I don't really need to yet, but... Oh, fuck! Get off me! if I want to walk over that. Oh, shit. Oh, I can jump. I'm like sitting here going like, I don't know how to get around this. Like, oh, jump. Duh. Like, I'm real bright. Just call me bright. See, I'm like Google quality employee here. Like, I remember that I have a jump button. Oh, classic. Classic CPG. Jump, lady, jump, lady. Whoa, splat! Me. Okay, well, this is clearly not gonna go well. Oh, fuck! Hey, Eric, how's it going? Oh, I am doing just peachy keen. Happy to have you here, my friend, my buddy, my pal. So yeah, I love working at Google. I work with the best people in the business in millions of ways. Well, probably just tens of thousands of ways because that's how many employees there are. And I have just had a ton of fun working there. It is a company that clearly cares about corporate culture and values engineers, things that were not true of when I worked at Nokia. They did not value engineers. Engineers were interchangeable parts to be treated as cogs in a machine. And, you know, at one point, Nokia moved its office from Boston to Burlington, and they were asked before the move, you know, what do you expect the retention rate to be of, you know, people? We're going to move offices to something that's, you know, 20 miles and like a hour-long commute away. You know, what's your reasonable expectation about how many of the 200 people you're moving are actually going to be able to make that change? You know, people have to buy cars, people have to, you know, take really shitty public transit. Like, this is not going to be like a trivial shift for people. And Nokia was like, well, we expect 100% of people will make the transition. Of course, actually, first they said we expect our retention rate will be 0%, but what they actually meant was attrition rate would be 0%, and retention rate would be 100%. They would have been more right in the latter case, I think, that they got more closer to 0% retention than 0% attrition. I think they lost more than 50% of their people after that. But yeah, so like just the idea that you can just like move an office, you know, an hour away and not lose any people is such a, like, an employee hostile position. It is difficult for me to imagine how you can think that. Like, it's such a obvious, like, failure in the system that at Google I would have, like, escalated it to the CEO and said, this is insane. And, you know, sometimes these things, I wouldn't say that the move should have changed. I would have just said, like, we should be reasonable here. Like, we should expect that some people will leave, and we should pull in a secondary team to evaluate this to make sure we're making the right call, and likely have gotten traction on it. And that's something that, like, you know, at Google you could do that, and at Nokia that just would not happen. You know, there was no one to escalate to, and that's it. So, shit, no! Oh, god damn it! Hello, Drunken Raiders! Hello, Charsmite and Fauzi and... Oh! I'm alive! Okay. Hello, Fauzi and Just Gaming Boat and Beerus and Joey and George and Poida and Aka. Hello. I am the Chris who plays games. I did have a viral video, that's true. That is true. Did I win though? Like, am I gonna die on my way out of here? So I do need to get the chalice. I think this is the chalice. And I got the earth rune. And I got some money. All those feel good. And this is the guy I need to save or whatever. The mayor of the town. Hello, Drunken Solitaire, welcome. Hello, the Gory Turtle and Chill Zone and Chorus Corrosive. I'm glad to see you. The Czar tried to force me to hand over the shadow artifact. He means to release the demons from their tomb under the enchanted forest. But I said to him, you can't touch something. Me, you lanky windbag, I'm the mayor. That told him. But then he had me locked up in here with all these nutters. So that was not a super effective thing. Just so you know, telling the bad guy you can't do that and then him doing that doesn't really work. But yeah, thank you very much, Raiders. I'm the Chris who plays games. You get a double spin for that. Thanks for coming in with that raid. I'm the Chris who plays games, who plays retro games every Monday and Friday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern time. As we learned earlier tonight, it is Friday, despite my mistaken belief that it was Monday when I started my stream, because I hit the stream button. I'm honestly still not sure how I hit the stream button. I might have actually just like hit a button on my stream deck while I was trying to prepare, so a gem, you say, huh? Alright, well, I'm gonna fill up my life thing here first. Hey, Joe can just notice you, senpai. Elijah, I will notice all of the senpais. Wait, is the senpai me? Oh, B.I. Bill Ball is life. Welcome, welcome. Well, I'm on now. Like, normally I start at 9:15. Like, that's a normal time for me. I was just like, alright, gem. Where's the gem? Oh, is the gem this thing in here? This thing floating right next to him? Aha! I found the dragon gem. Excellent. Yeah, that would have sucked to have to do it. I wouldn't have to do the whole level again because I've got a save state, but I think I'm done. To shreds, you say. But yeah, so I just started like a minute early, and I was gonna start a few minutes late because I had actually like failed to do everything I wanted to do. I don't have my headphones, so I'm not actually even hearing the game audio because I'm just bad at this. I'm playing MediEvil. MediEvil is a PlayStation 1 era platformer that I'm playing. Yeah, like you couldn't figure out that I was playing it by the fact that I just said I was playing it. But yeah, it's a PlayStation 1 era platformer, which I like to think of as a cross between Spyro and The Nightmare Before Christmas. Alright, that chalice does nothing for me. Have a good night, Adrian. Thanks for stopping by with the raid. Okay, that doesn't do anything for me. Oh, that did not go anywhere. Did the other thing open up? Is there an end goal to the chat RPG? There is no end goal to the chat RPG. No, there is not. The chat RPG is just for fun. We kill things. That's it. Alright, I'm gonna read this book and maybe it'll tell me something. Only when you're truly worthy will be able to go to the higher level. Okay, well, the problem is I've tried to pay homage to all of your heroes and they don't want to talk to me. Like, he already gave me a thing. Oh, is there... No, there's no, like, guy here. Oh, you're gonna talk to me again? Okay. Sure, I'll take whatever you're giving me. Oh, just money. Well, that's not very effective. Okay. Yeah, so this is MediEvil. It was recommended originally by Brad Pritchard, and it is something that I am continuing to play. So we're on our second night of it. We will probably continue this on Sunday at a special time at 11 a.m. on Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday this week, because we are attempting to get some extra streams in. I will be out, unfortunately, on a family vacation the following week, so you got me next week. But not the following week, and so I want to get in some extra time to allow you all to see my lovely face. He's not talking about doing it intentionally. He's just saying that when you buy ammo on the black market, you know, sometimes things happen, and he's not entirely wrong, which is why you should not buy ammo on the black market. Is the game an MMO? This game is not an MMO, no. I mean, it's not, it's only unfortunate for them. It's fortunate for me because it means I'll be able to get away from the internet, and where I'm going doesn't even have good cell phone internet. So I can just like sit on the back porch and I won't be able to access the internet or Twitter or anything, and I won't have to feel bad. It'll be fucking amazing. Because like, then I won't know that weird people are going to be retweeting about me in Russian, which is what's happening at the moment. So yeah, it's very weird to be retweeted in Russian. Like, I look at my notifications and I've got like quote tweets and I've got retweets and I've got all kinds of things. I don't know. It's so weird. Shh. We won't have good internet. The Mount Washington did not have good internet at any point. I do not speak Russian. No. I don't speak Russian at all. I am excited about Twitter engagement. I love, you know me, numbers. I see numbers and I'm like, oh, the numbers. I love the numbers. I love the numbers. Like, I get so excited about stupid things, right? Like, I get a few views on something and I totally freak out. I released a video, what was it, last week, about the 3 billion goal that, Despacito just crossed, and talking about, like, Gangnam Style, and I got, like, 1,200 views on it, and I'm all excited about that. Like, I get so excited by stupidly small numbers of things. Get away from me, pumpkin heads! I don't like you. God damn. Are people hating on me? No, no one's hating on me. I did have a couple of people like add me to lists or whatever, and I immediately blocked them because it's like Colorado Right added me to a list that was like, you know, Axis of Idiots, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need you. Like, I do not trust that this is being used for good. I did have someone else who called me like an idiot, but mostly it's just people who are agreeing with me or liking what I've said or whatever. I also did like a whole thread about like women in tech who have, you know, been inspiring to me, because again, the idea that women are less successful in tech is so counter to my, you know, experience and expectations. Like, women work so much harder in order to get into tech in the first place that they're all like 1,000,000 times better than the average guy I work with. So, you know, I like the idea that women are less qualified to be software developers is insane to me. And so I said that, like I said, like, you know, from my very first job where I had a designer who kicked my ass until I made good websites instead of just shitty ones, from, you know, onto to every job I've ever had. So yeah, I use Google Translate. They weren't saying it. Well, that was the thing. I was trying to figure out, like, should I be afraid that there's going to be a big influx of, like, Russian things I can't read from alt-right Putin supporters or something, but I think I came to the conclusion that no, they were just writing messages of support for what I had written, so. Alright, so somewhere in here there's a frickin' rune that I missed. Hello, the sky is falling. Good to see ya. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Okay, I don't know where the rune is. Can I, like, destroy these things? Doesn't seem like it. She better be Putin out. Ba-dum. Die, pumpkins. Die. Oh no, the pumpkins killed me. Ah, okay. Missing a path near the start of the level. Okay. Let us see. Aha! It's here. I found it. All on my own. I would have found it no matter what. Totally all on my own. I have no idea what you're talking about. That dude... Oh, he sells things, right? So I probably want to talk to him so I can buy some more crossbow bolts. Oops. Crossbow bolts are filled up. Okay. I don't really use the throwing knives, so I'm not so worried about them. Ow. Ah. Watch out for rocks. Mario has turtles. Yeah, and Goombas, which is something that I am still kind of amazed that they continue to get away with as it's a, like, insulting term for Italians. Like, it's a bit on the nose, don't you think, with Mario being an Italian plumber and stomping Goombas? I don't know, it just feels a bit, you know, problematical. Cute tunes. Auto-tune the news. Hello, Hellkiller! Welcome to the stream. I'm the Chris who plays games, playing some MediEvil. Happy to have you here tonight. Hopefully. Unless you got bad intentions in mind. Oh, okay. think I got this right. Yeah, so let's go in here. Feel like I need to lift this thing up. Wake me up before you go. I ain't never gonna let you know, no. Wake me up before you go. Take me dancing tonight. Oh, cool, Beerus, god of destruction. I'm happy to hear that you find me entertaining. I try to be entertaining. I also try to talk about the types of things that people might want to know about and care about. So if you have a thing that you might want to know about or care about, and you're asking in good faith, I'm happy to answer any kind of questions I can. That does not mean I can answer every question that exists, because I'm just not that great. But thank you very much for your subscription, Mr. Beerus. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Hellkiller, I think that what happened with Google this week is really shitty. I think it is unfortunate that Mr. Demore was unable to reconcile his positions with those of, you know, Google. I mean, I think one of my coworkers said that, like, the ideal in this situation is very much that he would have been able to, you know, hear feedback from people that he had said something wrong, or problematic at least, if not wrong, and you know, apologize for it and move forward. And I think that if he had, I would be highly surprised if he was not offered the opportunity to apologize for it and rejected it, given everything else that has gone on since then. And had he done that, I think that he might still work at Google. I think that that's not the way it will be seen by anyone outside Google at all, and that's understandable, but I think that, you know, good faith efforts to discuss are not, you know, penalized inside Google or anywhere. You know, it's only when you act in bad faith that you really get in trouble. And so I think that he acted in bad faith, and you see the result of that, and I think that his behavior since then has shown that he was definitely acting in bad faith. There is, like, no question in my mind at this point, so. El Halcon de la Ley. This CPG is so hot. Well, you know, when we say it's hot out here, there's only one place and one person we can be referring to, and that is the gaming lawyer, who we're going to hear from right now. So this is Brian Wilson, the Texas Law Hawk.
Brian Wilson, Texas Law Hawk! Brian Wilson, the Texas Law Hawk! Challenge of justice! Due process! Do wheelies! It's hot out here! Brian Wilson! El Halcon de la Ley! Brian Wilson! The Texas Law Hawk!
Sorry, usually I have my headphones on, so I hear that it's going to be a thing. I forgot to adjust the sound down for that. That clip is so loud. I don't know why that clip is so loud, but it is. And it's a problem every time. I always have to lower it, but I forgot. This is how I imagine most Americans. So Brian Wilson, the Texas Law Hawk, is not representative of the average American citizen. Like, just for the record, I want to throw that out there. Brian Wilson is not the average. He is a and honestly, like, he's a like a real criminal defense lawyer who does criminal defenses. Like, he's not like some crazy whatever. So this is his thing to attract attention. So but yeah, it is an amusing perspective, and I think that he's very much going for the America fuck yeah perspective on the whole thing. Most of us are liking this. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's not representative of himself. Oh god. Get out of my way, blocks. Roadblocks coming through. Hooah! I mean, he is a Texan, and everything's bigger in Texas, including mopeds, but I still stand by, he is not a representative sample of even Texans. I think he is something different entirely. But yeah, so was what he was saying wrong? Absolutely. His claims about biology cite largely debunked pseudoscience, but then quickly equate it with you know, the biological differences between men and women, the physiological differences that exist, may exist, but the relationship between that and the ability to be a software developer are two very, very different things. And so there is absolutely no reasonable basis for him to make the claims that he did about the ability of women to be software developers. And so there is an excellent takedown done by a where is it? A evolutionary biologist on Quora, who took the whole thing and like broke down all of the, you know, basically point by point on his argument, which is more than his argument deserved because he was not acting in good faith. But she did it anyway, broke it all down, and explained exactly where he went wrong, which is to combine the extremely minor effects that are observable in, you know, spatial reasoning, which largely are still society-induced, and can be eliminated in testing where you ask a woman to think of herself as a man. She's just as good at spatial reasoning as a man is, and then broke it all the way down to, you know, and through, you know, but now you're talking about general abilities, you're talking about, you know, programming, you're talking about all these things in a society which is drastically dominated by the suppression of tech among women from a very early age, which is something that you cannot possibly do it. So yeah, how's ya? Roblox coming through, that's right. Hello, PokeCat. We are just explaining how James Damore is an alt-right radicalized troll who performed a social engineering attack on the company Google, and unfortunately was successful. Did it with the support of a large cohort of, you know, Trump-funded journalists and everything else, and in the process has created this, you know, alt-right supported narrative of, you know, tech companies as being, you know, evil and anti-free speech and blah, 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 which is exactly what the alt-right trolls who supported and engaged in him wanted. It's exactly what the point was. It was a very intentional attempt to take control of a narrative that's very important here. So it's basically what I've been thinking about all week. Is, you know, how the fuck did we get here? And it's not just that. I mean, like, you know, Google employees have been explicitly, like, named and attacked, you know, from Milo Yinnfuckalypse or whatever his name is, and other alt-right, you know, functionaries as well. This is a dedicated attack. You know, from a dedicated and coordinated attack on Google's culture. And I posit that the reason is because this is a response to Google's demonetization of extremist content. So as Google has demonetized extremist content, the alt-right is seeking to demonize Google and create a narrative that they are, you know, this evil force within blah, blah, blah. And carrying that forward such that, you know, they're able to, you know, either delegitimize Google in favor of alternative sources of advertising, or to just, you know, get revenge on Google for what they see as taking away their well-earned money. So the club is much faster to be able to destroy things. You can swing it a lot quicker, and so, like, when I'm just hitting, like, these pumpkin guys, it would be more like using the hammer would be good, but for the little pumpkins, the hammer is a little bit overkill, and not as effective. Okay, so did I get the star rune? Is that what I got? I didn't even pay attention. Yes, I did. Okay, so I know where to go with the star rune. That good mutton, lettuce, and tomato sandwich with extra mutton. Is that what we're looking for here? The mutton was the mutton sliced real thin. I mean, I think that there were the good things in the memo were drastically overruled by the shitty science and the, you know, it was an appeal to tribalism. I feel scared to express my opinions, followed by some weak pseudoscience bullshit implying that women are less good at tech because of biological reasons, which is not at all proved by the biology, and in general the opposite of reality. Well, not the opposite, not at all related to reality, let's go with. And then it combined that with an attempt to distance itself from all of Google's diversity programs, which of course is, you know, an attack on race as well as gender. But of course that wasn't said in the document because, you know, if you said black people are less able to work as software developers, people would rightly call it out as racist. And so instead of doing that, he called out women, and it was just apparently less obvious to people because that position is so deeply ingrained. So. Am I doing damage to... Okay, it looks like it is falling. I think I need to kill the arms of this thing in order to bring my rune down to the ground. It's like a Cthulhu. And so, like, his statement, there were a number of reasonable seeming statements in the document. Things like, I think that we should measure all people as individuals. Okay, like that's not a crazy statement. The problem is that it is those statements surrounded by a ton of like racist and sexist dog whistles that are really the problem. And his interview in the Wall Street Journal today made it very clear that he thinks that women are not equal. He believes that women are less capable of being software developers, and I think that is like it was exactly the dog whistles that many heard in calling it an anti-diversity document, and you know, responded to directly, and he basically followed up with that. And I think that, you know, all of his behavior since leaving Google has pointed directly to him being aligned with the alt-right men's rights activist movement, and carrying forward in that vein, which is an unfortunate position to see him in. Sexist dog whistles now available at Walmart. So yeah, so the good statements were not like, it's not that every statement in the document was bad, but the document as a whole didn't align with the statements, and that's where a lot of the problems come from. So
all bow down before
the master of the vegetable patch, the prize-winning plant who
an army of cabbage with a
blah blah blah. I don't care. Oh, that's the exit. I don't want the exit yet. I think that's the exit. But I want the goblet, the chalice, so I need to kill more things, I guess. So yeah, he wrapped his entire argument in this veneer of reasonableness that was intentional, right? Like, he wanted to gather people to him, and again, this document was practically speaking like one thing you have to keep in mind is that by the time the document was leaked outside Google, it had already been, you know, attacked repeatedly inside Google by people who like intentionally or unintentionally helped him make it more reasonable. They fixed a lot of the most aggressive language, you know, removed, and so there's like a thing in there which has a statement which, you know, ended up being, I don't know, there's a bunch of things in there that are like, hey, this sounds really weird, and you look at it, it's like, yeah, well, the reason that you don't know is because someone said you can't say that, and he figured out, oh, I can't say that, but I can say this instead. So and so a lot of people were able to take the things that he said, remove the context, and then what, like, oh, I'm only at like 46%. Screw it, I'm not getting the chalice on this level. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Well, it was edited because it was an internal Google doc that he had like he had edited, you know, hundreds of times. Like, he's been working on this doc for weeks. Not getting the chalice. I'm halfway through. There's no way I'm spending another 10 minutes just running around killing pumpkins over and over. So what was leaked was the internal version of the document that existed at the time. I mean, this is like I can't beat pumpkins. I'm happy to admit that. Admit that? Whatever words I said. Alright, skip Pumpkin Gorge. There we go. The Pumpkin Serpent. Alright, let's see how the Pumpkin Serpent goes. 24 minutes to beat that level. It was 45 minutes to beat the previous one. So I'm currently like a 35-minute track, so yeah, that's right. I can't beat pumpkins, so let's go on to the next level. Also full of pumpkins. Speaking of which, my new pair is coming apart now. I need to take them to the shoe repair guy. Oh god! Shoe repair guy. There is no such thing as a cobbler. Cobbler is what peaches grow in. Gosh, I should know anything. No, I mean, I need to take them to the cobbler. You took them to the cobbler when I said, please don't take them to the cobbler. I take them to the cobbler now that I realized that, like, spending $25 getting shoes repaired is a lot cheaper than buying $200 pairs of shoes, which is what you'll do otherwise. Because you believe for some reason that I should have multiple pairs of shoes. It's not something that I agree with, but I have accepted my fate. Alright, this level feels big. Oh, look, a life thingy. Let's get the life thingy. Or I die. Peaches grow in a cobbler, Brad. Yeah, well, so Brad, the problem is that the document was written such that it would be very easy to take small parts of it, leak it online, and then say, look, he was being very reasonable. And so the document as it was, like I saw PokeCat like retweeted part of it, which was like a statement that says like, I think that we should treat all people individually. And it was like, yeah, that is actually like a reasonable statement. But it is not what he actually said in the rest of the document. Like, he basically said, like, you know, we should accept that bias exists because blah, 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 blah. So if you want the full document, there is this, which has a link to a PDF version of the full document as it was leaked to Motherboard. So. There's a challenge with the enemies. What is the challenge with the enemies? Is the challenge that they attack me? Because I don't really like enemies that attack me. I would prefer enemies that did not attack me. That would be easier. Anyway, so, I mean, again, James Damore was, he had every opportunity to accept he was wrong, chose not to do so, and has spent the past week, you know, ingratiating himself with every alt-right men's rights activist who will take him. The Wall Street Journal allowed him to write a screed which demonstrated that he fully believes that women are less capable than men. He's a bad dude. And not that he started out as a bad dude, but he has lived an entitled life, and the idea of, okay, well, I guess that's the exit, but I don't feel like I want the exit yet, do I? Or maybe that was the entrance? What is this? Oh, I can't get out because these things are in the way. Okay, so I have to do something before I can get out of there. Okay, so somewhere there's a pumpkin overlord. And I've taken a bunch of damage for no good reason, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. I'll probably go back to my... Oh, I have to kill pods. Okay, all these little things are pods, and I need to kill all of them. That probably would have been told to me if I'd, like, read the book that's sitting in this, you know, space here or whatever, but it feels hard. I'd rather just, like, you know, run around like a crazy person. Hooah! Yeah, the books told me. The books foretold this. Oh, shit nuggets. Did I not save? I put a save state down at the... I guess I didn't. Alright, well, whatever. Alright, so I'm gonna come in. Somewhere there's a pumpkin overlord. That's correct. Anyway, yeah, so there's in my Discord I've had a bunch of links on this from women in science and tech and other things like that, talking about some of the ways that the document was incorrect and talking about some of the ways in which the document was effectively a giant alt-right troll venue and other things like that. Yeah, someone just said, like, you know, this, like, going back to my statement of, like, women are almost always more capable than men. Like, if I am at a peer who's at the same level as me, it is likely that she is 50% better than I am at my job. Like, that's basically been my experience in tech as well. Shit nuggets. Oh no, shit nuggets has been my go-to phrase for a long time here now. That one's not new. Get out of here, pumpkins! Stop attacking me. I feel so attacked right now. That's like a thing the kids say on Tumblr these days, isn't it? Just feeling so attacked right now. I don't know. My daughter's a Tumblr person. Sometimes I hear these things. Calm your liver, you retard! That's what Jess would like me to sound like, but I just can't do it. Yeah, I think shit nuggets has been a common phrase that people are surprised by me saying it. I'm like, oh, fucking shit nuggets. And people are like, whoa, 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 what is that? And I'm like, that's just me talking. What do you mean, what is that? It's the phrase I'm using to express condemnation of whatever's going on right now. All right, I want to fill you. I want to be a supermodel. Oh yeah, that's the President of the United States of America. I want to be a supermodel. Oh yeah, not just a regular girl. Get off me, jerky pumpkin. Soy sting raid? I'm confused. Is it a soy sting what raid? I'm confused. Hello, little tiger, the moo! And everybody else, welcome. Stingray from Soy Mom and Little Tiger, and presumably Stingray Gaming himself, as well as the moo. Alrighty. Welcome, Raiders. The Pumpkin Witch is in the possession of a much sought after dragon gem. If I have a witch talisman, I could summon this kindly witch. Okay, I need to get a witch talisman. I wanna be a supermodel, oh yeah, not just a regular girl. Fucking pneumonia. I don't think you got it from fucking. I'm just gonna be clear here. I don't believe that my sexual prowess extends to pneumonia. Maybe it did. I don't know. Do I not have the witch talisman? I don't think so. Do I need to get the witch talisman from somewhere? I have a dragon gem, but only one. Did I screw up? Where was I supposed to get the witch talisman? Was that the thing that I got in that level with the gold? Did I forget to grab it? Like I know, like the place where I did the cross. Is that where it comes from? Under Cemetery Hill. Okay. So can I do anything in this level in the meantime? Like, can I, if I destroy these pods, does it do something useful for me? Or should I just, like, bail? Well, Christy C8 had surgery, which involved something. Oh. Why don't you die when I hammer you? Yeah. Okay, so then I should just get out of here. Oh, but I saved after this. Okay, well, I'm gonna do the boss and then do it again, apparently. Is the, oh, I can exit the level, I think. I think that's in the menu. Maybe. Is Does that just take me out to the... Come on, give me the right thing that I want. You got hit by a car? That sucks. Okay, is there a way to... Yeah, I think I don't have a good save, so I guess I will try and do this and get the chalice. So first, we're gonna save state our way through this hardcore though, because I don't want to do it like a million. Oh, that was dumb. Save is F1, not F3. Anyway. Oh yeah, no. So I think that I didn't. I don't know if I saved last time. That's always my concern. Is whether I actually save, because I don't always think about it, because sometimes I'm just like rushing through. So all right, so let's kill these guys. Oh, good lord! A lot of damage very quick that I don't want. Oh, Jesus Christ. That sucks, PokeCat. I'm sorry. Working retail sucks, but like pushing carts, I guess I was lucky that I never had that problem, but pushing carts is definitely one of those, like, you know what? Why don't we have robots that do this yet? Like, why? This is a stupid, especially in winter. Like, pushing carts in winter sucks. A lot. Oh, awesome. Fucking drove off, too. I mean, New Hampshire, so whatever. Why am I surprised? Hello, Hitmon top. Hitmon top. Hitmon top, baby, Hitmon top. Oh, baby, Hitmon top. Why am I not doing the thing where it does the thing? There we go. Just wait longer. Have to wait till it stops glowing, I think. More pods remain. 3 pods remain. Oh, did Hitmon top cause trouble? Do I like this game? So it's very dark. Like the environment is very dark, and that is not. I'm not a huge fan of dark environments. I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and play Spyro again after this, and I'm looking forward to it because Spyro is just like this dark sky gets to me. But it's not bad. They're like the early 3D platformer games get me. Like just the graphics kind of get to me. I know it's silly, but I do actually, you know. Oh no, I'm dumb! Ah, stupid! Why can I not fucking hit the right button? Wrong fucking button. Like the dark environment combined with the like graphic-y stuff and kind of, you know, just camera movements and other stuff like that, it's just a little bit difficult. I feel like modern 3D games have kind of hit this a little bit better, but you also just have to keep in mind, like, I'm a big 2D platformer guy. Like, I am a big fan of Inside and Limbo and Shovel Knight and you know, all these other things. And so for me, like, I think I've just never really like played a lot of 3D games I love. Like, I don't love first-person shooters, and I don't love, you know, all these other things. So it's all a class of game that I just live in a world that I've never really gotten into it. So I think it's the same here. You know, I'm not a huge 3D platformer person, and it's very dark. But if you ignore those parts of it, I think it's a great game. Like, I think it's not quite, you know, Crash Bandicoot favorite for me, but it's pretty good. So. Yeah, Silent Hill is probably not a game for me. Like, it's a zombie shooter game, right? So I think I actually have a bunch of stuff in my game form that I don't remember off the top of my head, but I looked through it and I was like, oh, I definitely want to, like, yeah, people are right, like I should definitely play that. And so that's going to be my next like sources. There's a couple things in there that looked interesting, but I think after this is going to be Spyro. So we're going to do this. My hope is that I don't think I'm going to finish this tonight, but I am hoping to do an extra stream on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I will play this and finish this game up on Sunday morning, and then I will follow up from there, and I will be able to move on to Spyro, which I also like, and will probably be 2 streams. And then I'm gone for a week, so I won't do any streams in like the week of August 21st. And after that, I'll come back and probably play a couple things from my the like game requests lists. And see if there's anything in there that I can knock off the list. Alright. Have any pumpkins chasing me? No. Somewhere there's one more pod, I guess. Aha. The bucket story is pretty good. Alright, so now I got a giant pumpkin I gotta go kill, I guess. Oh, Jesus. Let's get off of me. Well, that was not a good way to start. He's got 1100 health and I've got 100. This should go well. Oh, so I was supposed to save this for now. Alright, well, didn't do that much damage to him anyways. Oh no, he's recharging! So his life refills every time he spawns pumpkins, maybe? Nope. Seems like he recharges while he's got pumpkins up, which is definitely a problem. So it means I've got to defeat his ads really quickly, otherwise I'm going to have trouble. Oh, so I should actually save those chests for when the ads are up, because that way it will do damage to them and take them out quickly, which seems like it's going to be key. Ugh. Anyway, don't be careless with my health. I know. Alright. Oh. Oh no, my shield broke. Alright, my life bottle with a tiny amount of life left. So how come he's not summoning ads this time? Use this, since he's not apparently doing what I thought he was going to do. Oh, maybe he summons them when I am farther away? I don't understand how that works. Something was weird there. But yeah, Google Guy's manifesto is full of alt-right men's rights activist tropes. It is full of, it is carefully written to have the sensible feel that you get from, I know I'm going back to the same thing, it's because it's on my mind a lot, and I apologize that I keep coming back to the same thing, even though other people are like, I don't fucking care about your stupid Google bullshit, blah blah blah. But yeah, so like, it was full of like alt-right tropes surrounded in pretty sounding language, almost as if it had been, you know, coached and discussed by a bunch of people internally. His continued statement that, you know, he feels like he has a lot of support inside of Google is kind of consistent with that idea that he, you know, worked this out with others beforehand and had discussed this with other people. It is not representative of a significant portion of Google's, you know, employees or staff, but it is a common, you know, trope as diversity becomes more and more apparent to, you know, guys like Google Bro. They realize that their mediocrity is at risk of them no longer being the creme de la creme. They're no longer the entitled few. And with that being the case, they can expect that they will not always be in charge. And they see that, and they're reacting to it. So, okay, so let's pull out my crossbow. That seemed to work well. Okay, so do pumpkins just keep popping up and I can use that to get my chalice? Because I do think that while I'm here, I should go ahead and get the chalice. Hopefully this is making some kind of music to keep you entertained while I'm busy babbling my head off. Chalice can now be collected. Wow. Now, I should probably not just walk out of here without collecting the chalice, so I gotta find it. Where is it? No, I've got no reason why you shouldn't make a games to complete list. That feels like a completely reasonable thing to me. If you were a chalice, where would you be? Feel free to tell me where the chalice is lying secret. I am not worried about that. Of all the things in the world that could be concerning, that is not one good for me. I am a little bit worried that this gate seemed closed. Oh, okay, it opened now. Chalice from the palace. Ooh yeah. Where, oh where has my chalice gone? I don't know where it is. See the bucket near the witch's place. There's a big bucket. I saw this. Yeah, bucket. Aha! I've gone in the bucket. I've picked up some energy vials, which is good. And mouse. Oh, I'm gonna talk to this guy maybe. Hello. You like me? Yes, no, maybe. Aha! There's the pallet, the chalice. Chalice in the palace. Ooh yeah. Alright. Wah! So yeah, it's been a shitty week. It is unfortunate to see people attack my coworkers viciously. It is unfortunate to see, you know, Google have to cancel an all hands event due to fears for safety of its employees. You know, the only thing I'll say is that, you know, it seems like this is Gamergate 2.0. People have decided that they want to attack Google now. And maybe attacking people in a position of power will cause something to happen to change those attacks going forward. Something that didn't really happen in Gamergate 1.0. That's like maybe a good thing that comes out of this. If you, as you realize your employees are being attacked, maybe you take more aggressive stance to fix that. Blah blah blah. Sure, I'll accept. I got a big sword. A broadsword. Hoo-ah. It says 0%. I don't know what that means. Okay, go back to Dan's crypt. I also need to go underneath Cemetery Hill, you said, so. Yes, save progress. I even got a little bit of life. Alright, yes, override existing save. Let's do that. No, I do not want to replay that. Alright, I have 5 chalices. Okay, so what did I do here? I've gone this way. So that's the end of that one. Okay, so there was like a boss at the end of that one, which I did. And then I had this path, and there's a boss at the end of, well, there's like a house at the end of that, and I went through all of that. So I think that's done. I am gonna have to go back to that level once I get the second dragon coin, and get the, like, unlock the witches thing, I guess. So, yeah. Gotcha. Alright, Dan's crypt. Can I bash my way to glory? Nope. Get some money though. Alright, if you were a secret thing, you would be here. Alright. Oh, another life bottle! That's excellent. Life bottles are my sunshine. Got some more throwing daggers and some money. And I don't know if there's anything else secret in here. Got a star rune. It is so soon. Boo doo boo doo 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 doo. Okay. That water doesn't kill me. That's nice. I don't know what you speak of, but I know that you're my dear full friend. I don't know what I am thinking, but I know this is not the end. Cemetery Hill is there. Okay. I think I'm doing well enough to toss another save, but before I go on, I'm going to go in the graveyard because I know this is a place where I can fill up some life. Because there are like 2 life-filling things in here, and I will take care of both of them to fill my life up. Yeah. The alt-right is a bunch of fucktards. I almost named my, oh, I don't want throwing knives. Why do I have that out? Let's switch to an insane weapon. Okay, so why is my broadsword 0%? Like, how do I make my broadsword be more percentages? That's what I want to do. So I did not get another vial from there. The vial was, what I got was the broadsword. Oh, they made it so the life things would not would go away after you used them once or something. That sucks. I would not be happy with that. I object. Yeah, so the life bottle was inside of the first level, the Dan's crypt or whatever. That was the secret that we just found out about. Ah, okay. So I can talk to the gargoyle. He will charge up my broadsword, and then I should put it away until I really need it. At which point I can pull it out and it's better. Got it. Got it. I now understand. I don't know how it's been said that you are not my hand. Doo-doo. My songs suck. I am no Weird Al Yankovic, I can tell you that much. Yankovic? I don't know. Okay, so we cleared that. Toss and do this. Okay, so underneath Cemetery Hill, there is a dragon rune, I think you said, or a witch's thing, something like that. Is that what you said? I think that's what you said.
So, even from the shackles.
Okay. We'll switch to a more normal weapon. Marcus, I do remember you. Okay, so kill enemies. Yeah, so feel free if it's something other than just like follow the path of zombies to the end of the level. I'm happy to know where it is. Happy to have a guide, interactive or not, at this point. So, oh, yeah, I couldn't get in here before because I didn't have a big bashing machine, I think. Hello, Sith Assassin. How's it going? I remember everybody. Not really. I don't remember anybody, mostly. I don't even remember my own name when I'm streaming. I thought today was Monday when I started streaming. Let's just be clear on the level of remembering that I have here. There we go. Oh, okay. So I could have done it had I been paying attention, is what you're saying. A witch's coven will reach the height of its power, or something, something. So remember that they are all quite territorial inside of the which can be called upon. Okay. So I'm assuming there's something in here I have to do. Feels like. I don't see another. Ah, excellent, this assassin. I recognized the name, but I didn't remember where I remembered you from. So happy to have you here. We're playing some more. Well, I guess Perfect Dark was N64. First paragraph. Okay. A witch's coven would reach the height of power only when all of their sacred flames were alight. So I don't know how to alight things. So I feel like there's probably like, okay, so there's a flame there. There's a flame there. It's like, so some flame is out and I have to light it. So how far? Oh, okay, well. There's the chalice. Okay, I cannot apparently attack the things in there. Not here. Okay. But find out in this level how to carry fire. Ah, okay. So the club is probably before the doors I bashed in. So let's go find it. Oh, there's fire here. So I wonder if I take the club, can I light it on fire? Okay, so first of all, I should kill more zombies while I'm out here because the chalice is inside that thing. So might as well prepare for that. While I've got a gargoyle. Yeah, so the silver plate, the buttons are okay, I don't need that. I need enchant sword, 100%. Sure, take that. I've already got full crossbow belts. Great. Okay. So play buttons come from 100,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers, and 10 million subscribers. So that's the silver, gold, and platinum levels. So I think there's been like, you know, something like, I don't know. At one point when they started giving out platinum buttons, there have been like 1,032 people who received a gold button. Many more people received a bronze, or not bronze, silver. There is no bronze anymore. I think there was a bronze at one point, but they got rid of that a long time ago because it was just like, it was like 10,000 subs, and that's just not very many. So I did not have a bronze play button, and there is no more bronze play button. But I do have, and I don't expect I will ever get a play button because I will probably never get to 100,000 subscribers. So that did not go so well. Hello, Foxden Raiders. Yes, I want to replay Cemetery Hill. However, hello, Super Fox 5 Gaming. Good to see you here. But before we go on to doing this level again, we are going to have the CPG Rant of the evening. The CPG Rant of the evening tonight is a little bit special. I'm going to be reading someone else's words rather than just my own. It's in response to the Google manifesto, but more importantly to the response after that and the aftermath of the leaking and other things like that of Googlers' personal information and documents and other things like that was discussed in the news. So I'm going to put that on, and then I really have to breathe. Yeah, so I will put on the CPG Rant of the evening and be back after that. So sit back, relax, and allow me to yell at you for a little bit. It's going to last for 6.5 minutes tonight is how long the rant lasts. So if you really have to pee and you don't want to hear me shouting, go pee now. Let me make sure that my volume's here good. I'm the Chris who plays games, and this is time for a very special CPG Rant of the evening. Usually I create my own words. I bring together ideas from many different sources, and I tell you something about how I think, but tonight I'm going to let someone else speak for me. In reading many of the articles that have popped up over the past week over the furor at Google, I found one that really spoke to me this morning that I really wanted to share, and rather than create my own words, I thought I would share this. This is John Battel's statement, blog, called "This Cannot Stand." Now let's start with this. Google is not a perfect company. It's easy to cast it as an omniscient and evil villain, the leader of a millennium-spanning Illuminati hellbent on world subjugation. Google the oppressor. Google the silencer of debate. Google satanic overlord predicted by the holy text. But that narrative is bullshit. And all rational humans know it. Yes, we have to pay close attention and keep our powder dry when a company with the power and reach of Google or Facebook or Amazon or Apple finds itself leader in a dominant cultural conversation of our times. When a legitimate and fundamentally important debate breaks out and the company's employees try to come together to find and understand its nuances, to find a path forward, to threaten those engaged in that conversation with physical violence, that's fucking terrorism, period. And it's damn well time we called it that. Have we lost all deference to the hard-won lessons of the past few hundred years? Are we done with enlightenment, with scientific discourse, with fucking manners? Do we now believe progress can only be imposed? Have we abandoned debate? Can we no longer engage in normal discourse or move forward by attempting to understand each other's point of view? I'm so fucking angry that the asshat trolls managed to force Google CEO Sundar Pichai to cancel his planned all-hands meeting 1/2 hour before it started. I'm finding it hard to even write or read. Before I can continue, I just need to say this, to scream it, and then I'm sure I'll come to my senses. Fuck you! Fuck you, asshats, for hijacking the conversation, for using physical threats, implied or otherwise, as a weapon to shut down legitimate rational discourse. Fuck you for paralyzing one of our society's most admired, intelligent, and successful engines of capitalism. Fuck you for your bullying. Fuck you for your rage and anger. And fuck you for making me feel like I am surely the way you feel about me. I want to fucking kick your fucking ass. But now I will take a breath, and I will remember this. The emotions of that last paragraph will never move us forward. Ever. Google was gathering yesterday to have an honest, difficult, and most likely emotional conversation about the most important idea in our society at present. How to allow all of us to have the rights to our point of view, while at the same time ensuring the application of those views doesn't endanger or injure others. For its entire history, this company has had an open and transparent dialogue about difficult issues. This is the first time that I've ever heard of where that dialogue has been canceled because of threats of violence. The idea that Google was preparing to debate is difficult. This idea and the conflict it engenders is not a finished product. It is a work in progress. It is not unique to Google, nor is it unique to Apple or Facebook or Microsoft or Amazon. It could have easily arisen and been left upon by social terrorists at any of those companies. That it happened at Google is not the point. Because this idea is far bigger than any of those companies. This idea is at the very center of our very understanding of reality, at the center of our American idea. Painstakingly, and not without failure, we have developed social institutions, governments, corporations, churches, universities, the press, to help us navigate this conflict. We have developed an approach to a cultural dialogue that honors respect, abjures violence, accepts truth. We don't have it figured out entirely. But we can't abandon the core principles that have allowed us to move so far forward, and that is exactly what the social terrorists want, for us to give up, for us to abandon rational discourse. Google is a company comprised of tens of thousands of our finest minds. Also mine. I'm not in the tens of thousands, but somewhere in there. From conversations that he's had tonight, many, if not most of those who work there are fearful for their safety and that of their loved ones. 2 days ago, they were worried about their ability to speak freely and express their opinions. Today, because social terrorists have gone nuclear, those who disagree with those terrorists, the vast majority of Googlers, and by the way, the vast majority of the world, are fearful for their physical safety. And because of that, open and transparent debate has been shut down. What the fuck? If because of a physical threat we can no longer discuss the nuanced points of a difficult issue, then America dies, and so does our democracy. This cannot stand. Google has promised to have its dialogue, but now it will happen behind closed doors in secrecy and cloaked insecurity that social terrorists will claim proves collusion. Well done, asshats. You've created your own reality. It's up to us to not let that reality become the world's reality. It's time to stand up to social terrorists. They cannot and must not win. Those were the words of John Battelle in his article, No, This Cannot Stand. Now, one thing I will say is that this is not the first time that the social terrorists have taken a stand. They took a stand in the Gamergate fiasco. They took a stand against women before. And the corporations didn't take the stand then. My only hope is that from this social terrorism, these tactics that have been that were attempted in 2013, that were perfected throughout 2015 and 2016, and are now being used to attack different institutions now in 2017. My only hope is that we've learned something. And sadly, my hope is that now that the people who are in a position of power are being attacked, maybe something gets fucking done. I'm the Chris who plays games. This is your CPG rant of the evening. Alright,
So,
now
even from
I've
the
got
shackles
headphones
of
so I can
death,
actually hear
my
things.
old enemy pursues me. You're too late, Fortescue. Already my army has
Fortescue?
risen from the
I don't know who
grave.
Fortescue
You will
is.
never
Am I
leave
Fortescue?
this necropolis.
She doesn't sound very much like a witch. She sounds kind of like a wizard. No, she's got a very deep voice. Okay. It's like Jose. Or like me for much of my life. I mean, now I go outside because I walk to work, but if I didn't go to work, I don't know how often I'd go outside. Like drone flying and that's about it. Come at me, zombie bros. Oh, Zarek is a guy? Okay. Never mind. I just assumed it was a witch, but... Oh, the witch's den is underneath. Okay. This game is pretty scary. I mean, it's hard for me to be scared, I guess, by cartoony games. I did play Outlast at one point. Outlast scared the shit out of me. Like, that was a game that I played, and I, like, you know, I never finished it because, like, you know, I played it for one stream. I got about 60% of the way through the game, and I was, or 75% of the way through the game, and I was like, you know what? I just don't want to play this game anymore. We're done. I did scream like a girl. That's true. I shrieked would be the accurate phrase. I got totally freaked out. It was a scary moment. Die, zombie, die. So there's the club. The club is a crude but effective weapon. Bash it, burn with it, but beware one bash too many and it will break. Okay. So I assume that if I take this, I run over to the fire. Ah! Yeah. I don't want to use it on all these bad guys because then it might break. So I'll just run past. Oh no! My club went out. Can I light it on fire here? Oh, there's a fire inside the got it. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so now I need to switch my hammer. Drop dropped a missile. Hello, Missile Dine Raiders. Made host Fig Newton, William Victor, Zarek, William Winters, Tebow, and others. Welcome to the stream. I'm the Chris who plays games, playing retro games every Monday and Friday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and whatever I feel like every Friday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. I just said that kind of wrong, but pretend that I said it right, and we'll be good. All right, I got the Witch Talisman, which is good. I got the Copper Shield, which is good. I do not have quite enough points to get the Chalice yet, but I assume that I can get it if I kill a few more bad guys. So, die, bad guys, die. I don't know if there's enough in here or if I'm going to have to go back outside. Nope, I think that'll do it. Chalice can now be collected. Seastern time. Seastern time. Yes, you know, with where my sister is. That missile guy has all the moves. He does. He does the move that's like this, and also the move that's like wah wah, and then he also does the, you know, the hustle. That's right. I do have two brothers. Quah! That's the dab. He does all the moves. All the moves! Alright, we're done with that now. Excuse me. Okay, so now we got the Chalice, we got the Witch's Talisman, we've charged up our broadsword. I don't care about zombies now. Ow! Fuck. Ow, stupid rock. Kind of like, I don't care that much about my life, and now I'm like, yeah, maybe that was a bad idea. Okay, well, there is a life well there.
We have failed the master.
We give our lives. You have saved our lives. We are totally grateful. Okay, yeah. So Spyro, Crash, Metal Gear Solid, MediEvil. Let's see, what else? I mean, Final Fantasy, obvious choice on PlayStation. So. You feel like we should be buying it? I mean, Van Helsing's price to get in the bunker is admittedly somewhat high. We have to bring 2 years of food for ourselves. Okay. So why Fatal Frame?
Gaining allies in the Hall of the Heroes is the...
Yeah. Hello, Matus! I do! All day today. It's what I've been doing. It's been an interesting day to learn about all the girl power that is out there. So, I mean, I've worked with strong women my entire technical career, and I'm...
By God, Fortis!
Yeah. Sure, I'll take whatever you're giving me. Give me some stuff. Oh, just money. That's not useful. I need something better. God damn. Alright, whatever. Maybe soon I'll be able to climb these stairs, but not yet. Whoa! Whoa! How are you doing tonight, Missile Died Online? I've had a shitty week. It's been an interesting week, but it's not really been great, and I'm not so happy with the way it went. So, I do think that today was a better day. I feel like understanding a little bit of the motivations and you know, effects of the Google Bros manifesto being having a broader, you know, route than I had realized before is helpful to me personally, but it doesn't make it a whole lot better. Just, you know, I understand a bit more. Okay, so what do we... The Pumpkin Gorge. Okay, and then Pumpkin Serpent is the one that, the thing. But yeah, and I got Lion Secret here helping me make my way through MediEvil. I mean, I love making progress in games. Like, that's the biggest thing for me, is always like, as long as I'm making progress, I will play something like all night long. Okay. If I have a witch talisman, I could summon this kindly witch. Okay, so let's go here. And now I have a witch talisman. So let's do that. Hello, Koodle!
Greetings, kind sir. I am the Pumpkin Witch. I'm like a mother to those pumpkins.
I give them all the love and care a young fruit could ever ask for.
From the moment they first push a shoot above the soil, right up until their heads are cut off and eaten. And look, see how they repay me, running around and causing mischief. That nasty old big pumpkin has a bad influence on the young seedlings. If you teach him a lesson in manners, I might give you a nice present.
Do I play any new games? I do play some new games. Fallout is the one... Oh, so what did she tell me to do? I don't even know. I wasn't listening. I should really listen. She wants me to give them a beating? Did she say that? Did I just imagine that? I might be confusing what the witch said with what I think should happen to you know, the people. Oh, kill the boss. Okay. Alright, so kill the boss means that I have to destroy these little things. I don't care about killing every pumpkin dude this time because I already got the chalice. I'm surprised so many people know this game. Like, I have never ever heard of it in any way, shape, or form, but pretty much everyone who's come in has been like, oh yeah, I remember this game. Teach the pumpkin a great lesson. Okay, so give the pumpkin a beating. That seems right. Anyway, yeah, so, I've said for a while we need a bunker, Jess, and you're always like, you're one of those disaster preppers. You just want it because you think it's whatever. And I'm like, no, 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 we have to have a bunker. And it's just not, you know, you never believe me. You're always like, those disaster preppers are totally silly. And here we are, talking about making bunker plans. I have never been seriously in favor of a bunker for us, by the way. I am totally being silly. Gotcha. Get out of my way, pumpkins. One pod remains. Where is that one? I don't know. Did I get all these? Oh, I missed this one, I think. There we go. Okay, so what I figured out last time was that the way to go here is to just use my crossbow. Oopsie. Leave me alone, pumpkins. Just because I didn't kill you earlier because I was too lazy. Cool. Yeah, Jess is pointing out that we have to be crazy hippies even if we're going to get a bunker. Alright, so we killed the giant pumpkin. Is my camera quality better? I don't think so. I haven't changed it. Still the same old me. Hello!
Most edifying spectacle, sir. Man and vegetable in a magnificent duel to the death. Oh, I've come over all of a doodah. Here, have this lovely dragon gem as your reward. Oh, lovely majestic creatures dragons are.
Also because the pumpkin lady told me to. And I do what the pumpkin lady says. I think that the Great Pumpkin in Peanuts and the Great Pumpkin ruled by a weird warlock dude are two very different things. And if not, well, I'm just in trouble. Okay, cool. So now I've got 2 dragon gems, which seems like a good thing. And I feel like I've exhausted a bunch of my paths as to where to go. So now I'm going to be a little bit stuck, I think. Alright, so what do we got? I have not taken this path yet. The Enchanted Earth. Did I already come here? I don't think I did. Doesn't feel familiar. You've missed catching these streams, Cawthor. I'm so happy to have you here. Yeah, so Corey, we went into a lot of the missile or the Manifest Bros rantings earlier in the stream. So that's mostly what I've been talking about. I'm also, of course, I always get a little bit chipper when my like Twitter analytics say that people are like they're reading my shit. And I got a bunch of retweets on something I wrote earlier this evening, so I've got 79,000 impressions in the last 24 hours, which makes me feel all powerful and special. Of course, I am not powerful and special, I just feel that way, but... Alright. Gaming lawyer, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. It's MediEvil in here! Oh! That's right. Alright. This, I am not doing well. Oops. I mean, I'm happy to talk about it again, but I expect everyone else is here is like, can we change topics now? Can you talk about something else? We could talk about weird things that correlate, or we could talk about, I don't know. The witch here is a secret level. Okay. Oh, stop hitting me with things. Elma Tuesday la lay. See, people are so much better at things than I am. But yeah, overall, I think that James Damore was unfortunately radicalized by the alt-right. Used as a pawn to attack Google, that you will see continued attacks on Google and other Silicon Valley tech companies like Apple, Facebook, etc. That in part this is likely a pushback from the alt-right on Google's brand safety policies that are causing them to lose money. So it is very simple to say like, hey, Google's policies are now causing us to make less money on our hate-filled rants because YouTube has policies against extremist speech, and many alt-right, icons are falling in directly into that. And since we're hitting them where the dollar signs are, they're responding to that in the way that they know how, which is to create this ecosystem of hate against Google as a form of revenge. Whether it's effective at actually changing anything is another question. I don't think it will be, but I think, as happened in Gamergate, it's just to spread hate, and it's a dying gasp of a dying breed of socially entitled white men pushing back in this way. You're worse at things than I am, Brad? I mean, I do think you are worse at things than I am, if by things you mean playing speedrunner. But given that playing speedrunner is not, you know, the only skill that you need in software development, I think that that is not a thing. You know, I'm limiting the use of the term Nazis because I feel like Nazis, like, it's a little bit like, you know, say what you will about the tenets of National Socialism, dude, at least it's an ethos. This feels to me more like, nihilists. You know, so if you've seen The Big Lebowski, you know that Walter feels that nihilists are an objectionable force, not because they are, you know, doing the wrong thing, but because they don't believe in anything. And it's not clear to me that, you know, the alt-right forces that are supporting Mr. Demore are actually believing in anything. They just want to watch the world burn. And I feel like that's a meaningful distinction to me. There are absolutely Nazis in the alt-right. I don't deny that. There are many people in the alt-right who identify as Nazis, use Nazi imagery, etc., etc. But they're not the entirety of the movement. Max Joseph, just by talking, you join the game in the upper corner. Oh, that did not go well for me. Okay, so I guess I can't walk into that thing. So I make a distinction between the Nazis and the alt-right because I feel like the Nazis are out with their, or have white supremacy as a intentional goal. Whereas I think there are some in the alt-right who just use it, like, they have power already and are not worried about losing it, but they see it in addition as something that they can use to make money. And so that's where I draw the line. But yes, by saying anything, you participate in the chat in the upper right, or the RPG in the upper left, actually, not right, I think. Every time you talk back and forth with people, not if you spam the chat, but every time people talk, we will do a little bit more damage to that monster in the upper left corner, and we record damage that happens over time, and blah, 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 so it's kind of like a cool thing. Okay, I put the root in. Oh, okay, I did not. I was like, what's going on here? Why can't I open the door? Oh, come on! I didn't kill the frog that way? There we go. Well, so the goal of the alt-right is just to continue to maintain their control over various sources of, like, media and money and other things like that, right? So, the alt-right just wants to maintain power and is not explicit, doesn't have an explicit goal of white power. So it's a personal power rather than white power movement, I feel like.
No one, not even the Dark Lord.
I mean, it's a questionable choice that I'm not sure anyone would agree with. Oh, sorry, that's probably super loud. I did not realize. So my computer restarted, so a bunch of my things got broken. Thank you very much for the subscription. Take care, SuperFox5. Leave now or share their doom. Okay, killing those frogs with my hammer is, like, clearly not the best approach, but... Alright, what am I doing here? Alright, I'm gonna talk to you again and actually pay attention to what you say this time. None shall enter, they're entombed, separated below until the earth cracks open. Okay, so I need a shadow artifact. Do I have the shadow artifact? I don't. I do. So I need to use it. How do I use it? Maybe I talk to this guy and use it. Talk to this guy. Yeah. But I have it. Nope. Okay. Ah, there we go. I expected there to be like a specific space to go to, and there was not. Oh god. Oh, okay. It's not a pit. Never mind. We're all good. All's well here. You must take the Shadow Demon Talisman. It's an unholy relic, but it may allow you to blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's the chalice. I don't know how close I am. And that's the relic. Oh. Okay. So what do we got? We got fire, something, fire, water, wind, earth. But that is not the right order. Fire, earth, water, wind, water, fire, this, water, earth, wind. Alright, so I don't see anything obvious on the walls that tells me what I'm supposed to do. I don't see anything obvious, like there's a kangaroo in the middle. Suppose I could just try them all in order. If anyone knows the order, feel free to shout it out. Shout it, shout it, shout it out loud. Gar! Gar is here, Gar is here. He is such a dear. Happy to have you here, Gar. How is it going? So yeah, the distinction I make between the white supremacists and Nazis and alt-right is that at least some in the alt-right or some leading the movement are just in it for power for themselves, don't care about anybody else, period, ever. Well, is there a trick to it, or is it just literally like try them all? Like, I could do them in order. I could, like, you know, what, there's like 4 plus 3, or 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. There's like 24 combinations. It's not that one. Oh, they're in 2 groups. Okay, so I'm supposed to do these 2. No, that doesn't seem right. Do a thing. Tell me the words. Murph, nerd, burp, burp, burp. But yes, Gar is the person for whom the Gar emoji is named. Alrighty. Game facts is the ba-da-ba-da-ba. You can just tell me, dude. I'm just gonna look it up otherwise. Where are we now? We're in the Enchanted Earth. Shadow Demons. Fire, earth, water, wind. There we go. Fire. Is that earth? That looks like earth. Water. Wind. Aha! Oh, like fire and water don't go together. And whatever. Okay. Oh, I didn't get the chalice yet. Such flickery. Sorry. Okay, I don't want that. I do want that. Not gonna go in the pit. Teleport me, baby.
What have you done? Once again.
Yeah, I unlocked the Shadow Demons. Oh shit! Shadow Demons! Crap! Who thought this was a good idea again? It wasn't me, I swear to God. I guess that face did tell me this is a terrible idea, don't do it, but... Oh, well now my... Okay. I don't know how I'm supposed to get the chalice in this level, but... I have clearly not done nearly enough damage. Can you fuck? Oh no! A tricky Zarok. Yeah, no, it was clear. It was clear that this was the necessary path. He has trapped himself in the realm of the shadow demons, and so now I need to go to him. Okay, seriously? Okay. So, I missed a star rune somewhere, I guess. So I don't have one. I have dragon runes, but no, there's no star rune. Yep. Go back to the pool and place the shadow talisman just below the fire-breathing dragon. Which pool that is. Okay, well that does not seem like the right way. Oh, I'm totally gonna die. I don't know the last time I saved either, so this could be a while. Oh, shit. Okay, so the last time I saved is back here, so I've got to get the Shadow Talisman again. Yeah. No, that seems like a reasonable concern. I agree. Okay, so here's where the oh, that's where the fire-breathing dragons are. Okay, so at least I know that now. Is near, like, behind where I was, so... I'm good. All's well. Okay. But yeah, basically, like, the immediate media response to Demore being fired is to immediately, like, create an entire media campaign around, like, Google is Gulag, and, like, you know, these tech companies are restricting free speech. It is clearly an intent to stifle further efforts at, you know, eliminating the, like, demonetization or mistreatment of the extremist movement that is, you know, the alt-right or white supremacy or Nazis or whatever else like that, by silencing them, by making them afraid that this will happen to them. In Gamergate, it was largely not companies that were affected by this, but this time around it is, and it does not seem that they are necessarily well prepared. Yeah, so I think you were thinking, like, fire doesn't go with water, so I should know they couldn't go together. Take care, Beerus. Thanks for coming back, and have a good luck and good night. Alright, so I let all of the shadow demon things escape, and they go take over the whole world, and they really suck. And then I can go in here. I can't get the chalice, because I'd have 0%. I can get that. And now I've got 3 plus 4, you know, vials worth of health. It's not great, but it'll do. And then I'm gonna actually pull out the yeah. Broadsword. Okay, I clearly need some practice using this broadsword, especially using it quickly. I can't get out till I get the star rune. Let's get out of here. Oh, right. I have to kill this guy, I think. Okay, so that is not the way. Oh shit, did I forget to grab the... Fuck. I forgot to grab the actual, like, the new Shadow Talisman, I'm pretty sure. Back I go to the place where I shouldn't have left. I'm like halfway-ish through it, Brad. Yeah, the problem, lying secret, is that I didn't grab, like, I grabbed the health, but didn't grab the actual Shadow Talisman when I was underground. Okay, so here's the thing that I failed to do. I'm pretty sure... Oh, no, I did grab it. Okay, so this is the right thing. I thought that I had to... Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot. I mean, you know me, Brad. I take forever for everything, so it's not surprising that... Yeah. I know. "10-minute break, Lalo! It's been forever. It's good to see you, man." Alrighty. Okay, so I come over here and there's an indent for the Shadow Talisman that I use here. Excellent. Oh no! Oh. Yeah, use your bottle of health. Alright, Star Rune. Oh shit! This is bad news, bears. Oh god! Ah! Fuck. Yeah, Lalo, it's all talking about how the Nazis are intentionally attacking Google and the Silicon Valley in general in order to ensure that companies feel that they cannot fuck with the alt-right, because if they fuck with the alt-right, then the alt-right would lose their ability to continue to make money off of taking advantage of the poor and disenfranchised. I think that as I was saying earlier, I think that, like, I reserve the term Nazis for people who actually believe in the white supremacist movement. I think that the alt-right also includes people who are only in it for themselves, and I have no problem using that term to describe them. So I have a question here. Like, I don't have spears, I don't have the flaming crossbow. I've got like 250, like 200 crossbow bolts and 250 throwing knives, and I'm not feeling like this is gonna work real well for me. Can I attack these guys in some way that isn't with my ranged attacks? Because if not, I feel like I'm in big trouble. Okay, that does work. So maybe I can do that even once I lose. Fuck! Fuck. Alright. So hammer shocks appear to work, although not well. But I assume that in order to just use the throwing daggers, I would have to be probably better at using them than I seem to be. The control right? Yeah, I'm the Windows key right, so I totally get you, Brad. Okay. Seems like I just need to be more controlled with my attacks. Alright. Okay, 3 at once while they're still. Got it. Alright. Oh, fuck. Oh. Seems like maybe my hammer shocks have to be carefully placed, or they just don't work at all. And it was my imagination that I got them. No, okay, that did hit him, but clearly not an ideal approach. Okay, so... I mean, I don't think I'm just making it look hard. I think that there is actually some difficulty in this game. Well, so the problem is that dodging is definitely going to be an issue. Oh, I didn't even realize I don't even have full crossbow bolts, so that sucks. Is there a stock-up place in this level? Like, it's not my dodging either, it's my falling off the platform, so... Yeah, okay, so I have to do something other than just walk away from the edge for that to be useful. Yeah, so is there like a weird head thing somewhere in the level? I'm failing at dodging the hole. Yes, that is correct. A supply head. I don't know what those things are called. Are you a supply head?
What have
Start of the game in an alcove. Okay. Start of the level in an alcove. Yeah, so mostly we were talking about the Google manifesto as the controversy of the evening. Oh, stop it. Was not what I meant to do, but okay. Supplies. Let's do all of that and all of that, and I don't need to do that yet. Oh. Alright. Fuck. Alright, I'm gonna try this again, see if I can get back to the supply gargoyle, fill up my supplies, get back to the thing without losing any health. Keep my broadsword out to attack this guy. Oh. That did not work, because I went the wrong way. Fuck. Fuckity, fuck, 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 fuck. Alright, so now... Of course. Yeah, I took away 80 health just to go do that. Ugh. Okay, so this time I'm gonna use my crossbow. Not to shoot at them when they're not moving. Oh, god damn it! Ah. Oh, fuck! So can I summon the witch with the witch's talisman again? Is that how that works? Like, I can summon all of the witch brew things with the same talisman? Ah, okay. I need to figure out how to not fall off this platform every time. Okay, Victor, that's good to know. If you could, buffer, do that thing that buffer, give me some nerd stats. I know that if you want to test it, you can go to Android or iOS. So web is still like we're still working. I'm using the ultra low latency feature that we're working on testing out. So there are some aspects of it that we know don't work and some that we probably don't know don't work. So if you could put debug info in that form, I would appreciate it. Yeah, well, there's a lot of different experiments we have running at the moment. 10-minute break slash Lalo. So a lot of people can have a lot of different experiences. Oh, oh, go, oh. Okay, be calm. Don't shoot at them when they're not standing still. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of different problems here. I'm gonna have a health problem, I'm gonna have a weapons problem, like, I've used up half of my crossbows and they're not half dead. Well, so the other thing is that there's various tuning options we're working on with ULL, and so it's possible that you are in a set of experiments that uses a set of tuning options which is too extreme, and so, you know, different users might have different options, so... Play it on a Wii Fit board. It would definitely give me a workout. Oh! Oh! Ah! Whoa! Oh, I'm playing it on, I'm using an emulator, EPSXE, how do I pronounce it? Matros? Matros. Yeah, so we killed the gargoyles. We have succeeded. I don't have to do it again. I am awesome. All is well. Thank you for believing in me. Yeah, my office is not set up for DDR-ness. I'm also not good at dancing or pretty much anything else, so let's not worry about that too much. Oh, I don't need those. Ah! Right. Okay, so Star Rune I need to use somewhere, not up there. So technically, I should probably... Oh, man. Oh, man. I should get the chalice. Okay. I'm at 30%. Let's see how much killing one of these shadow demon things gets me. Okay, 6% each. Oh, those things don't get me anything. Alright, Shadow Demons, let's go. Do I play music games other than DDR? I mean, let's see. I tried to play Crypt of the Necrodancer. It did not go well because it is very hard to do a music game and stream at the same time. I've tried to play something else that was music-based, I feel like. But yeah, I mean, the biggest problem with music-based games is that it's very difficult to do them and stream at the same time, in general. Alright. I need to find some bag... Ah, here we go. I have one more bad guy. Ooh, don't fall in the pit. One more shadowy bad guy. One more shadowy bad guy. One more shadowy bad guy. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. So yeah, like, what other musical games are there? I don't really know. Come on. Yeah, I've never heard of this game either. Brad recommended it. Lying Secret runs a forum dedicated to it. Beyond that, it's like a complete mystery to me. I don't know if I got the ones at the end of the level or not. Oh, Guitar Hero. Yep, never played Guitar Hero. Never played Rock Band. Never played anything like that. Don't jump in the pit. Okay, I killed the one at the beginning of the level. Ah, no, I did not kill these. Okay. Okay. Now the chalice can be opened, so let's go do that. Or obtained, whatever. You and your words, your fancy words. I understand how words work. They work the way I want them to. That's right. The chalice, the chalice. I'm gonna get the chalice. It is this way. It is not this way. It is this way. It is not this way. It is over some rocks and water. I don't know exactly where. I believe it's this way now. And I don't give a care. I don't give a care. God damn it. That was dumb. That's alright. Oh, fuck. There we go. After all the lovely singing that I've done tonight, Brad, you're going to call this one stinky? I feel like there's been plenty of opportunities to use that complaint so far. I don't care about you. Okay. So now, I got the chalice. Hopefully I didn't get the thing from the witch, the secret level. But I don't think I will care to. I might go back and do that off stream. Something like that. Or maybe we'll do it on Sunday. Again, I will be streaming unusually on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Unless there's some commitment I don't know about in my life. So if you are interested in tuning in or have someone else who would normally not be able to tune in, you may be able to turn to do that.
Your bones, Fortescue. You're so nouveau dead. I, Ravenhooves, last prince of the century.
Blah blah blah.
Do yourself a favor, Fortescue.
Take my longbow. Yes, I will take your longbow.
Congratulations.
Alright. Longbow it is. I got the longbow, I got the longbow, I got the longbow. Alright, cool. So hopefully this is going to clear a path towards the northeast from that spot. It uncovered shadows. See? Save progress. Yes, I will do that. I've gotten 7 chalices. I'm doing so well. So well. Alright. Pools of the Ancient Dead. Alright. Head left, jump over, and talk to the boatman.
Cold and dark and reeking of death.
Yeah, so I actually took a bunch of, like, notes in Discord on things that I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Oh, that's right! So Taylor Swift's assault trial happened today, and so she was cross-examined by the lawyer and had a bunch of great statements that she made when she was talking to him, right? So he suggested that so what happened is that basically this DJ was given a photo op with Taylor Swift, and he grabbed her ass and like reached up underneath her skirt and grabbed her bare ass, and like she published this and documented it, and he got fired. So he was suing her for defamation because he got fired and was suing for $3 million or something. So I'm not going with allegedly. He grabbed her ass, right? So like he's like, well, you know, if you were so upset, you clearly could have taken a break. And her reply was, well, he could have taken a normal photo with me. So he said, well, actually, like, she's clearly closer to, you know, the girlfriend than she is to him. And her reply was, yes, she did not have her hand on my ass. And when he said that, you know, her bodyguard could have stepped in if, you know, there was a sexual assault, you know, and said, like, are you upset that your bodyguard didn't step in and stop this? And her reply was, I'm critical of your client for sticking his hand under my skirt and grabbing my ass. So, but yeah, there's nothing visibly inappropriate happening in the picture. This is a photo of him with his hand up my skirt, with his hand on my ass. You can ask me a million questions. I'm never going to say anything different. I never have said anything different. When asked why her skirt showed no signs of disruption, she said, because my ass is located in the back of my body. Let's see, what do we do? He questioned why no one witnessed her grabbing his ass. The only person who would have been in a direct eye line is someone lying underneath my skirt, and we didn't have anyone positioned there. So overall, I felt like her responses were very much on point for the attack that she got. I am not related to Gordon Ramsay. No, I am not. Okay, who are you? Weapons are useless against the heavy armor of the knights. Don't let them shove you in the swamp. Okay, I will not do so. However, I will change away from a weapon with thingies to not thingies. Okay. Hey, look, I leave footprints. That's interesting. Alright, let's go over here. Ba-da-ba. Blue gargoyle. Yeah, overall, I mean, I think that she was faced with a difficult situation. She held her own, you know, both in the situation in which it was happening and in the court case now. I think she's very much sticking to her guns, but I thought her responses were excellent. Oh, shit. Alright, so let's actually save. This is not a great place to save, but better than nothing. Oh, fuck! Really? How about we not do that? That's true. Someone else held hers. I mean, so my concentration level varies. You know, I try to do a lot of different things. Like, one thing I try and do is when I'm deeply concentrating, if I can get into a gameplay mode where I can ignore the game, where I can just, like, or where I can talk without thinking about the game, that's, like, the best. I really like to try and keep things entertaining as I do it. I can't always do that, obviously. Like, there are some aspects where I'm like, okay, I can I can just talk and disconnect my brain from my fingers, and that works fine. But there are some times when I can't do that, and so it's just a constant, you know, well, what am I going to do about this? Well, how am I going to work that, etc. And so it is never my goal to just be quiet and concentrating, because I know that that's, like, not as entertaining. But I also realize that sometimes that is, you know, necessary. Oh. So I had thought that these, like, fat dudes were the knights that I couldn't kill, but now I'm starting to think that maybe they're not. No, okay, they are. I don't seem to be able to do any damage to him. Oh, I've got to collect these skulls. I thought those were ghosts. I didn't realize they were, like, things I'm supposed to grab. Fuck! Alright. Oh! Okay. Alright, so I've got like 7 skull things to collect. Oops, wrong way. Okay. I've got a rune I need to go grab. Yeah, so that's one of the, like, falling in, making this a difficult level is one of the things that my ridiculous use of save states can easily alleviate a huge amount of, because every time I pick something up, I can just save and be done with it, and I definitely have figured out that this game is one that I am definitely going to be abusing save states a lot for. So, until people get very upset at me for playing the same bit over and over again, I can just effectively do that kind of shit forever. Yeah, no, since I definitely think that's true. It's first-person shooters. A lot of it is just like I need to aim and shoot this person, aim and shoot the next person. There's less thinking involved with it. But Perfect Dark also had a bunch of different, like, puzzle and maze type stuff. You know, working your way through parts of levels and finding your way to different, you know, areas and other things like that. So it's not that Perfect Dark had no parts that were like that. Like when I came through, like in that level where you have to rescue the guy and then kind of follow him through the level, and they get the you know, UFO or whatever. That was one where I definitely felt like I had to kind of, you know, try things out, blah blah blah, in order to make progress. But that's less true in some other things. All right, I don't need to pick that up. So I got 4 of these, and then I also got the rune that will let me go through to the next area. Oh, there we go. Another one. It's 5, 3 left. The question is 5 enough that I should go through to the ruined area? Or are there actually supposed to be 8 that are in the non-ruined area? Whoa. Apparently there's a fast forward button in my emulator. Which mission was my favorite in Perfect Dark? I don't know. I feel like I don't have a good answer for that, because I feel like I spent a lot of time, like, because I skipped over all of the story, as I always do, as everyone has realized, as I skip through all of the prompts and everything else like that here. I feel like I never really get the full sense of games when I'm streaming them, And to me, I think all of the levels as far as gameplay felt very similar. So I think a lot of what makes levels different is story. So for me to say like, oh, I like this level the best or whatever, it just feels a little bit disingenuous. Okay, so as I grab these things, do I like lose bridges? Because I swear to God, I just saw a bridge and then I grabbed a helmet thing and it disappeared. Like there's a bridge right there and I swear I'm gonna grab this helmet and it's gonna go away. Like, I grabbed it, and that bridge is no longer there. Okay, it is not my imagination. That is how this level actually works. No, it just makes it harder. I can't just walk across things. I have to jump. And making the jumps is annoying. Yeah, I can definitely see how this would be super annoying if you did not have the ability to cheat hardcore. Oh, shit. I've been looking... You guys have been looking at me for, like, the past, like, 10 minutes and nobody said anything? Probably people did say something and I missed it. Sorry. I mean, I am just super pretty. But yeah, we went to big face mode when I was reading out Katy Perry court case stuff. So Muse, I've actually written multiple 10-page manifestos inside Google that have achieved change. So when Google, you know, changed it so that you could, like, if you were disputing Content ID claims, you would get monetization from that. One of that, like, some of that came from my, one of my 10-page screeds. You know, when I wrote a like 7-page long write-up of all the ways in which being suspended from our cloud services caused me to have a bad experience. That ran to 6 pages and got comments from like dozens of Googlers, but it also got me like peer bonuses from like 7 people. It also got me rewards and accolades from my, you know, manager and peers and everything else like that. So, you know, what James did, it's not, you know, that you can't write manifestos inside Google. You absolutely can. You just have to make sure that they're not bullshit first. Something that he absolutely failed to do. So one of the key things about writing a manifesto is like get a trusted friend to review it first. Don't write it angry or anything else like that. And he clearly had I think he even did that. I think he went through and he got reviews from people that he thought he could trust to offer, you know, reasonable perspectives. But the reality is that if he was writing that in good faith, which again he wasn't, this is a concerted, dedicated effort to attempt to attack Google's corporate culture intentionally. Like, let's keep that in mind. He was ready to get fired. The alt-right was ready to take him into their arms. You know, Assange offering him a job and the quickness with which he's got this nice branded Gulag, you know, t-shirt, and he's got $40,000 in a GoFundMe for everything, and like filing a lawsuit with the NLRB and everything else like that. Like, this is a dude who was completely prepared to get fired over this by Monday, and I don't believe for a second that that was, you know, not well prepared with a group of people in advance. Oh, that's a life bottle, not I thought it was an energy vial and I didn't grab it because I had full energy. But it's a life bottle I should grab. Okay. I'm fine with signing like a conspiracy theorist. The person who organized his entire social media effort emailed BuzzFeed to tell them about it and said that they are doing this in an attempt to discredit Google from, you know, continuing to espouse its, you know, leftist liberal views. So while I may be sounding like a conspiracy theorist, I am repeating the claims of a Trump transition team freelance journalist who, you know, announced that these were their goals that they were attempting to implement. So, you know. Oh, Jess, Victor works at Google. He knows everything about it. He's saying I sound like a conspiracy theorist by saying that this was an attack on Google. But I think that it's... Whether it was an attack on Google before he was fired or not, or before last Friday or not. Oh, Muse, sorry. I totally apologize. I'm not laggy. I just don't... I only read 25% of the comments. It's not laggy. Just like I'm playing a game. Yeah, sorry, Muse. He was talking about how women are worse software developers. Oh, I keep buffering. Well, there's a thing for that. Buffer, buffer, buffer. Do the thing that it says. Get off me. Get away. I think that Demore had foresight started. I think that is a yes. At that point, I am a conspiracy theorist. I agree. However, I don't think that Demore had the foresight here. What I think instead is that Demore was being handled by people who did. I think that Demore was a useful idiot who was willing to martyr himself. And so what you're seeing is the result of a useful idiot being taken advantage of by the alt-right. That's a harder thing for me to... I mean, it's an almost impossible thing to, you know, prove in any meaningful sense of the word. But I do feel there's a good chance of it. Yeah, Muse, it was like women have higher levels of neuroticism and women have lower stress tolerance and like women are, you know, bad at math and it's all biological and this is part... I mean, so again, to go back to what it would be if you were taking it as a good faith effort, the idea was Google invests a lot of money and effort into diversity programs which are... targeting a specific type of hire. Maybe we should consider whether equality between men and women is not the target for software engineering because, you know, women are biologically, you know, more likely to be X, Y, or Z, and so we should acknowledge that the perfect number is not 50% representation, and we shouldn't have that as a goal. Now, Google doesn't have some kind of quota where they're like, we should have 73 women for every 73 men, so that's a thing. Oh, hey, Nico. Sorry. So I think that there's still an open question in my mind, which will never be resolved one way or another. Whether I think it is clear at this point to me that Demore was radicalized via alt-right, you know, thought and you know, communities and everything else like that before he finished writing this document. So employees making, again, like I've written 10-page screeds that say we must change the way we do Google. I think that, you know, it is absolutely within Google the norm to push back on cultural whatevers. If you see a cultural norm that is violated, or that is hurting the company. Okay, I need to figure out like how many of these things I have now because I don't know. Okay, I need one more. Oh, but I need to go get the life vial, too. That was the other thing you pointed out. Okay, so that is over there. Okay, so where's the... Ah, that thing's the life file. Okay. Oopsie. Okay. Well, so I think that I think no, I disagree. I think that there are too many of the perfect alt-right tropes involved here for me to be convinced that this was the like or at least there's a strong correlation. I mean, I think that he was part of the Hacker News crowd and not the, like, you know, the Donald crowd. But I do think that the Hacker News crowd is very, very close to the borderline there, right? Like, the cesspool that is Hacker News is a terrible thing. Okay. So now I got the life vial. Did I save? It saved. So somewhere there is one more of these helmets. Yeah, the Slate Star Codex crowd. I just think that the gap between those two is very narrow, so I don't know where the lines are because I'm not really in either community to figure out where these things happen. Stick behind the rune gates. Okay. Somewhere over here, there is another helmet, maybe. Oh, shit. Aha. Okay, cool. All 8 helmets collected. Oh, shit. Alright, stop throwing swords at me. Once we solve that problem, then we can move on to the big fat dude's problem. SSC is Slate Star Codex. Slate Star Codex is like, you know, the a website that does kind of this whole notion, I think, of take down the feminist ideals with science. I feel like is heavily influenced by Slate Star Codex as far as I know, but I will admit that I have very little familiarity with the community because I've never been part of it or dealt with it. So someone who knows it better than I do could comment, but it has the veneer of rationality combined with the actuality of being hypersexist. And I could be misrepresenting it. That's just how I've seen a couple of the articles that are definitely included end up looking to me. Okay, so I've got the 8 helmets now. So do I need to make... Okay, the boatman. Oh shit. The boatman is who I give this to. So the only question is whether I go for the chalice here or not. Yeah, I wasn't up to drinking tonight. I'm still sick, so I didn't want to do too much alcohol tonight. That was my reason for avoiding it, but... Wait for me. Oh, shit. Knocked me off the thing. Yeah, that's Mrs. CPG. Fuck. That was back before she had her own identity, back when she just wanted to be the claw and only be seen as a hand that came in from outside of the stream. Mr. Jessica Allen Schmidt. That's right. I'll take that title any day. It's true that massive hammer carrying is impressive. You do have to give him props on that. Fuck. Yeah, plus being all bones. Anyway, yeah, so I think whether Demore was a useful idiot organized by the alt-right or whether that's just me being conspiracy theorist I mean, at this point is entirely irrelevant. The alt-right has decided to use him as a rallying symbol. They were looking for something like, they were either organized it themselves or they were looking for someone like that. There's no question at this point that they were wanting to pick this fight. My belief is that the reason they wanted to pick this fight is because Google is actually being effective at stopping some of their bullshit via the tools that they are using for you know, demonetizing radicalized content and extremist content. We are effectively defunding the Nazis, and so they are pushing back. And I think that that is a great sign. It means that we are actually making progress on some of the goals that we have. The idea that this is something that they feel the need to champion as a cause is something that I think is good for what we're doing. Got it. And so that makes me happy on other things that I care about for, you know, YouTube and its success in stopping the spread of extremism and stopping the funding of, you know, positions that are abhorrent. So cats are generally not going to be excited about covered litter boxes with doors. I mean, you're basically locking them in the toilet and then saying, like, go to it, cat, have fun, which is just not gonna do really well. Okay, so I don't know where the hell I'm gonna find another 15 enemies because I'm not seeing a lot around here. Guess I should have killed all these enemies on the way out. Might have done it for me. Alright, let's take the long way around. No jumps if I can avoid them. Yeah, I can understand your problem. He's just like a man then. Yeah, so the memo written by the Googler used a bunch of bunk science, combined it with, you know, Evo Psych and a bunch of other, like, you know, hocus pocus bunkum that is common in these types of tropes, and basically said women are less able to be successful as software engineers. So things like their perceived higher levels of neuroticism, lower levels of stress tolerance, etc., all of which stem largely from societal factors, are what caused this. And of course, societal factors are possible to change, but he attempted to basically say, biology does this, and so we shouldn't try for 50% representation inside of Google. We should instead try for some lower number, and we all know that bias is part of this, but, you know, there's all these other things. Many Googlers rightly took this as dog whistles of sexism and misogyny, combined with dog whistles for racism, especially around his comments on, you know, diversity programs and other things like that. Said we should not, you know, invest in diversity programs the way that we do, and should instead, you know, not, which is just a bad thing. All right.
Stranger, I am the boatman. It is I who ferry lock.
Yeah.
Look, if you help me.
I already got him. Hello. So I think the fact that I didn't talk to the boatman before I got all the skulls was a bad thing. Because now I've got them all. Oh wait, I have to like show them to him. Okay, there we go.
How gracious of you. Makes a change to meet a polite young skeleton.
Yeah, I knew it would finish the level. I gave up on finding like another 14 enemies. All right. The lake. The chicken drumsticks will work on the frogmen. Okay, I don't have any. So, I mean, Main Heroes, the thing about most diversity programs like no one gets an easier time at Google because they are a given race, gender, you know, religion, anything else like that. Like it's illegal to discriminate in that way. The way that diversity programs change things is to provide more opportunities for people to get access to the hiring pipeline in the first place. So it's not that anyone gets a higher bar, lower bar, whatever else like that. Like our coworkers all go through the exact same hiring process. They've gone through the exact same interviewers. What Google does in some cases is to, you know, explicitly target getting people who might otherwise not apply to Google to go through the hiring process. And generally speaking, those people have higher, not lower, you know, average skills. You're talking about people who are from historically black universities and colleges. You're talking about people who are from non-college environments, people who have been through, you know, different environments to get there, people who are dropouts of school instead of going through a traditional CS program, people who've gone through different types of programs like that. And so all of the diversity programs are just designed to spread out the different types of people you'll see so that you can get the best candidates. Everything of it, Google, is you go through the same hiring process and your goal is to pick the absolute best candidates that you can. So claims of like the diversity programs lower the bar or other things like that are both provably false and not, you know, like at all related to how Google manages diversity programs. The other thing is that diversity is in and of itself a important goal when what you are attempting to do is to create products that work for humans. If all you're doing is sorting pieces of paper and everyone does it exactly the same, then maybe I can understand the idea that, you know, you should not worry about diversity because every person will do it exactly the same. But in practice, software engineering is such a massively complex job that you actually, and a job specifically where a representative set of people is much easier to work with, and will produce better results. So diversity is in and of itself an important thing to achieve in an environment where, like Google, where we have to work on software that is representative of all the people. One example of this is, you know, I don't know if you've seen this, but there have been a lot of cases where, you know, machine learning interfaces for detecting like your friends in a photo or face detection or other things like that. Like those types of things are much easier if, you know, if black people not being detected in photos is exactly the type of thing that if you had a single black person on your team who had tested it, they would have found that long before it got shipped to humans, long before it embarrassed you by being the most ridiculous thing you'd done all week, and anything else like that. So as you're working on, you know, the future of AI, like this is actually a really important thing to do, to like go ahead and have good representation so you can make sure that the data that you're selecting is representative even in the early stages, before you show it to your customers and find out like, oh shit, we totally fucked up. Yeah, I mean, that type of thing as well. Then Google's target demographic is everyone. Absolutely. Hello, Gigi. And so we have an absolute responsibility. Fuck. Alright. So I'm gonna load my game. Oh, I can just quit here and load my game, because I didn't put a good save state in. I mean, so targeting 50-50 or having quotas or anything else like that is silly. It's not the right thing to do, because honestly, I think that if you targeted only the best employees to work in software engineering, just as a guess, from every woman that I have worked with, I would absolutely say that you would have many more women than men. I think that, like, the women that I have worked with have all been, almost all universally, almost to a person, been in the top 10% of the employees I've worked with. Now, obviously, there's a selection bias there, because the women who have made it to the point in tech where I get to work with them are highly biased by the process that got them there. The process that got them there is the process that, you know, is highly biased against women, which keeps out everyone except the extremely qualified. So I don't think that would actually stay the case if you were to have a more reasonable and less biased process in the first place. But I absolutely think that, you know, what you should do is hire the best people, period. But Google gets so many people that apply that it makes sense to try and make sure that you're not just hiring the best from a subgroup, right? If I was looking for the best YouTube gaming streamers, and the only YouTube gaming streamers I considered were ones who streamed in the 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. time slot, because that's the ones that I talk to the most, I'm not going to find the best YouTube gaming streamers that way. Instead, I should look at all time slots. Now, you can call that, you know, affirmative action if you'd like, that I, you know, chose to go out and look for something different before I was making my decision, but I just call it, you know, reasonable sampling from a larger distribution in order to pick the best candidates. Yeah, I mean, I think that like social equity is a time-consuming job, and I am not saying that everyone should make this a priority. I do think that, you know, If you're a white man in tech, reading this document and understanding why what it said is inappropriate to share in a workplace, why what it said contains sexist and racist dog whistles, why what it said is inappropriate, like can cause harm to your coworkers, is actually a good thing to do. Because I think that it is the type of thing that happens. And so being prepared for it and understanding it, and if you look at it and say, huh, that seemed pretty reasonable, to have a conversation with someone you trust about why you feel that way and how to resolve it, I think would be useful. Of course, if you're not working in tech, you may not have this precise problem. Tech is a kind of uniquely broken field in how much it does not have representative population. So... I'm confused. Okay, maybe I don't get to go this way yet. So I got the Earth Rune. I can turn around the crossroads by hitting the stick. I went that way already. I have not gone this way yet. Oh no! See, I taught you something, Lying Secret. This is the benefit of having someone absolutely terrible at this game play it for you. You can learn all these things you wouldn't have known otherwise. Like, everyone else would probably use some better weapon, like, you know, to knock them off and into the water. But for me, no. I'm just like, wow, that's a big old maelstrom. I'm just like, fuck you, I'm doing it this way. Chaos Rune. Okay, I don't have a Chaos Rune yet. Yeah, and so like earlier today, I was so I think that like policing is absolutely a case where and law enforcement is absolutely a case where I think in some situations like a more diverse population would absolutely be good, right? When you look at like okay, most of my law enforcement information comes from TV. But if you look at things like the ability of someone who's the same race to talk to a suspect who is a given race, you know, and the you know, stereotype bias or other things like that, like those play a role. Like having someone who's a black guy to talk to the black guy that you just picked up is going to provide a different experience than having the white guy have the same conversation. And so diversity there, I think, is a goal in and of itself, because not every person is supposed to do the same job in a workplace. People need to do different jobs. Okay, so I need to find the Chaos Rune, which is going to be a problem because I have no idea where the fuck it is. Oh, get off of me. Yeah, I saw that. I did notice. But yeah, so the understanding of our diversity programs was false, and overall there was a lot of things in the document that he wrote that were just wrong. He was like, I'm upset that these programs are only for women, and it's like, okay, well that's great, except that they aren't only for women, so that piece of feedback not super useful. You know, I'm upset that men don't have this or other things like that, and it's like, well, yeah, except that's not how it actually works, and so your feedback here is not as useful as it might otherwise be. So the question, Lying Secret, is when you saw the stream the first time, like on Monday, was it just on your homepage, or did you have to did you have to search for MediEvil or something in order to see it? So Muse, the featured section always includes the people who, at least the featured section always includes a person you are subbed to who has the most viewers at the moment on the YouTube Gaming Live homepage. If you mean on the recommended tab on the YouTube homepage, that's different. That's just because you show up here often enough that YouTube has figured out you like me. Oh, sorry. Lying Secret, did you find me via search, or was I just on the homepage for you on Monday night? Like, were you just like opened up YouTube and I was there, or were you like searching for MediEvil or something like that? Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just curious. Like, that's if that's the case, I think that's pretty cool. Like that shows us doing something right. You know, because there's not actually a lot of reason. Like, YouTube does a lot of what it does, its recommendations based on what other people are watching. And while, you know, there might have been a couple of people who found me via MediEvil stuff, like before you showed up on Monday, it wouldn't have been many. So I think it's more likely that it was able to pull, you know, metadata from the stream or something else like that. And I thought that was if we did that, that's like a pretty cool trick. Like, good job, YouTube. All right, so I don't know where the Chaos Rune is, so I am I still can't open this gate. I don't think. Maybe this gate is open now. Let's find out. No. So I need to figure out how to open this gate. Or if that's not the right approach, I need to figure out where the Chaos Rune is. Or go around this gate? Oh, that was not going to work. The house and the doors. Oh god. Fuck. I mean, that would be the new style, right, Muse? You would hit pause and there would be a nice overlay map and it would have little blinking areas to tell you where to go, but this is back in the old days when games used to be difficult. Oh god. Okay. Back to the house. Yeah, I mean the nearby restaurant, right? So you can go and you can get a nice something or other. Oh. Psh. So was that there the whole time and I just like totally missed it? Must have been. I don't actually remember ever going that direction, so... Oops. Oh, shit. So what weapon of the, like, early / mid-game weapons would you use on these guys? Because I don't feel like anything I've got is doing it right. Like, the hammer, like, everything I've got has too much knockback. I guess I could use the small sword on them, but even the, like, the broadsword has too much knockback, so... Alright, there we go. Like, they keep... I don't want you... I want you to die and not fall off. No, she's in the bedroom's on the other side of this wall, so... Alright. Well, I stopped the big vortex, but that doesn't seem like super helpful. Yeah, so the broadsword just has like a lot of knockback, so I was finding that I was doing the same thing and knocking them off instead of killing them. Shit. Oh. Okay, that was the right thing to do. Felt like the wrong thing. Silver shield. There's a giant underwater elephant? Seems like, maybe? Yeah, okay. Hello, underwater elephant. You're kind of weird. Okay, there's that and this. Okay, so now I'm on the other side of the boat. I assume... Fuck. Alright, what do I got? I need some of these. Oh, that makes some sense. Yeah, just because I brought you back to life doesn't mean I brought you back to a life in a place where you could actually meaningfully exist. Alrighty, so on the other side of this wall is a thing that I can't get to. Okay. I assume that this gate can open from this side. Nope, doesn't open from this side either. Okay. Yeah, we're on the East Coast. We're in Massachusetts. Isn't there a door in the wall to the thing? So there's a door here. Oh, there is. Oh, psh, I didn't notice that. Good call, Carl. You are correct. So does that unlock this gate? Nope. Okay, so the question is, I don't actually know of a place to use this rune yet. So do I need to use it somewhere in here? Okay, so that opens the gate. Yep. Got the switch, unlocked the gate, walked my way through. Massachusetts, Cambridge is one of like the second or third most expensive living areas in the country. It's like San Francisco, New York, and then Boston. So we are definitely in an expensive area. Alrighty. I think Yeah, so the problem that I have now is that I don't know where to take this. I got another rune? Star rune. You were a star rune. Where would I need to use you? On the end of the level before. Oh, right. It's down the first path. Okay. I remember now. Fuck. Yeah, so go back to the initial part where I had the house. Walk slowly. No running. No running. No running. Don't run, you'll slip. Okay, now run. Stop dots. Boom. Yay. Okay. Save progress. Yes, I will. I need to, at some point, probably over Saturday, go ahead and find some additional chalices. Because I am done for the night, I think. Unless the crystal caves. No, because I'd have to go. I'm gonna have to go and get more life and whatever. So, all right, this is gonna be the end of the stream for the night. Thank you very much again, Lion, for a lying secret, for helping me out. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all you hanging out here tonight and letting me talk about things. As I said, I do think that what we are seeing at the moment as far as Google-related stuff is likely to be an ongoing saga, so continue to tune in every Monday and Friday for that. This week, though, I will be playing live at Sunday at 11 a.m. I'm going to put this out on Twitter, and so definitely keep an eye out for me on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and if you have any friends who you've been wanting to say, like, hey, you should hang out and talk to CPG, this is going to be the time. I'll try to have a little bit more conversation pre-recorded. That's one of the things I've tried to do, is have interesting topics pre-recorded, because we all know I can't tell a story to save my life. And so, yeah, I am going to hang out for a little bit, though, and watch some stuff on the Social Watch page. So, I don't know where this is. Yeah, so we've got a good part of this here. So if you want to, well, actually, first let me check and see if anybody's live that I want to raid. I should do that first, because last time I figured out that alright, what do we got? We got no. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to hang out for a little bit and watch some videos on my social watching page. So we're going to hang out and watch videos here. If you want to hop in and type CPG raid, you'll just be back in the same chat. But you can go to this link right here, and I'm going to watch videos there for a little bit and hang out and chat while I catch up on social media, etc. And I've got a whole bunch of cool videos all hanging out there and ready to watch. So check it out, and we will enjoy together. Other than that, I will see you all on Sunday if you can be here, or on Monday if not, where we'll either be finishing up this game on Monday, maybe, or more likely starting with Spyro. So, good night, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.